Vocab intact, mind sublime. I react, contact, snap, break your spine. Keep that bullshit, only take what's mine. Every line, every rhyme says a test of time. Niggas are loose and fake like cartoons, buffoons and straight jokes like National Lampoons. A season change couldn't come too soon. Fake dudes make fake moves, clear the room. Beast mode, Chicago Rilla. West side reside with jacks with cap pillars. Pretty streets for keeps, got straight killers. Zombies roam the night like a scene from Thriller. You gotta do more to survive right here. Be the leader of the pack or slide back to the rear. While you spitting hard garbage deep inside the ear, I'm making it clear that bullshit is over, nigga. Your end is here. It's here. It's here. Yeah, it's here, nigga.
Welcome to Set Your Lineup, the show that reminds you to set your lineup, but it's not week one yet. Here's your host, Juan Valdivia.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing, Cody? You doing good, Mr. Producer Extraordinaire? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great,
Feeling
man.
good?
How you doing?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm okay. I'm bored. I want to go back to work. You know?
Yeah.
Sitting here just looking at football shit all day, every day. But you know, it's almost here. Can you like smell it? Like,
I literally can smell it. I mean, I haven't worn this jersey since last season, and I can smell it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
smells like football.
Yeah, and like I'm excited, but and everything, but I don't think I'm ready because of what happened to me on our last show. Towards the end, I kind of bombed a little bit, drank too much, smoked too much, and I spilled my drink on my laptop. And Adam was nice enough to make me a meme with the last shot of my eyes almost popping out of my head. You guys want to see the clip of that real quick?
I'll speak for anyone who did not watch the end of last week's episode and say you should see it because it's hilarious.
Okay. Let me cue it up real quick. And then I got to share the screen here. And
this is riveting. No, this is really great. I'm sorry. I was trying to update the Twitch thing, but
okay.
Now watch up in the top left corner and just watch his facial expression.
Yeah.
Right there. That's when there's just like, oh no, and then he starts wiping it up, and me and Vinny, we don't notice at all, and he's wiping it up. And he looks very serious about this, like, oh no, we don't notice at all, and then freeze.
And then that's where
that's where you're just done. I can stop sharing that.
Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened. But you know, I'm using my son's computer until I get another one, which is a little real small Chromebook, and is driving me insane.
Do you feel a little weird because you're using your son's laptop, but he also has a desktop, and your son's just showing off all of his? Your son's living a lot larger than you right now.
oh yeah, I was this close to bringing down his whole desktop because he doesn't get off his freaking PS4. He's stuck playing with his little buddies on Grand Theft Auto. So I was like, you know what? I think I might borrow your computer, and he had a shit fit. It was insane. It was awesome. But whatever, I'll get a new computer sometime soon.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. So let's see what's up with that, and then but yeah, I don't know. Let's go through our news real quick. There's a lot of stupid shit going on, right, Cody? I mean, this is first of all, let's start with what you got.
Oh no, I was going to agree with you, but you kept going, and I didn't want to stop you. So
yeah.
It's a week until
Kirk
football.
Cousins
Let's have a fun time.
Yeah. So, you know, Kirk Cousins did some stupid shit, and he was quoted saying on Good Morning Football on NFL Network, "If I get it, I'm going to ride it out. Even if I die, I die." Now, he said it in an interview talking about COVID, obviously, but he did follow up with he wears a mask and he follows the rules. Everything that the NFL has put into, you know, regulation for this year specifically. And he says he respects everybody's health and opinions on the subject. But it just seemed a little weird. Like, it sounded like he was one of those anti-vaxxer kind of things, like.
Yeah, I'll give him a defense and then take my defense
Uh-huh.
for him back. And on one hand, from doing this show, sometimes it's just like, I don't know what to say. I'm just saying stuff and like, holy shit, you just said words. So he might have been doing that because it's like, I don't know. What are you going to do if you get COVID? I guess I got COVID. He could have just been being stupid. But the later part sounds like, someone whispered in his ear, like, no, you got to say, wear a mask. Oh, yeah. I make millions and millions of dollars and kids might look up to me. Wear a mask. Yeah, wear a mask, guys.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah. And then after that, he said something even dumber, and he was going to hire Creed, the band. Do you know more about this, Cody? Because I
don't know. You posted something earlier,
but I didn't. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I posted it and shared it, but I didn't read it.
Neither did I. I was busy at work.
Yeah.
Anyway, something about Creed.
Smoking cigarettes and stuff.
Honestly, that could be a Russian bot for all I know. Maybe he didn't try to, but I think it's funny that I could just see Kirk Cousin there listening to Creed. He's probably just imagining a day where, Thielen's got his arms wide open for that ball coming his way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dreaming about it for sure. So quickly, we're going to do some news on the PFF rankings because Cody wanted to.
I just think it's funny.
His Lions being ranked 7. Being ranked 7th on offense.
I put this in the show doc before they released the defense, and so I threw the defense part in there just to make this a little bit more even.
Yeah. It's pretty even.
Just because
they're ranked 6 on defense in the NFL. So.
Yeah. I just brought it up because I kept saying every show we've done since last season that it's like, no, I'm telling you, the Lions offense is going to be legit this year, and they're ranked 7th, and I mean the people in front of them, I can't argue against that. Like, what was it? The Chiefs are number 1. I think Baltimore was number 2, and it's like, there's a different level of offense there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel like the Lions.
Yeah.
A lot of people are still seeing them as a team last year, forgetting all the crap that happened to them to give them that shitty record. I'm not saying they're making it, far into the playoffs or something like that. I'm just saying they're better than people give us credit for. That being said, we only got 19th on the defense.
Yeah, you guys, Yeah. And if you're wondering what the Bears had on offense, they're ranked 24th. But they're not the Jets, so that's good. Yeah. Jets are ranked dead last, and the Panthers' defense is ranked dead last. So that's that. Alvin Kamara doesn't look like he's going to be traded. They're talking about contract extensions. He did miss out 4 days, but that wasn't approved by the team for an epidural on his back. I had this on my back. A lot of pregnant women have had them on their back. I can see him not playing football after having an epidural. That makes sense. But if it wasn't like allowed by the team or instructed by the team to do so, like, why would he get fined $200,000 for missing 4 days of camp?
I think that's
there's no discrepancy there. I think that hasn't really been explained.
Yeah, that's the suspicious part about it all is everyone said, oh, he's just doing some crap like Joe Mixon's headaches where it's like, oh, I can't come to practice. And then it's like an epidural. And then every doctor is like, well, if he legitimately had an epidural, no, he should not have been at practice the next day. So,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
We'll find out.
He did practice today.
Yes. But as someone who just went through a bunch
today, so it looks like he's going to be on the team.
Yeah, so as someone who just went through all this back stuff, how do you feel? I mean, you give me crap about Stafford's back all the time. If he's needing this now a week away from game 1, what do you think about his injury risks?
Well, if he's getting epidurals in his back and it's not even time for season start, epidural is a temporary repair. It helps you kind of that area of your body heal quickly.
My understanding is it's more of like it's like
problem.
It's like a pain management thing more than an actual fix. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. it's not something that's gonna. If he's having an epidural now, he'll probably, if he had an epidural, he'll probably need one again at some point during the season or multiple. Who knows? I mean, it's just it's sketchy. Maybe he didn't have one. He's just talking shit, which is what I think he did. Because I think the team would know, and I don't think the team would have fined him $200,000 if he really had that issue. So that's that. Let's move on. Mari Cooper. He missed 4 days in a row of camp. He was seen stretching his quadriceps. His injury has not been disclosed, so there's some oddness there. He hasn't been doing any kind of workouts with the team, so that's something to keep an eye on for week 1, which is a week away. So, if he's not practicing for 4 days right before first week, you might be on the edge of not even playing. Joe Mixon's got a 4-year, $48 million deal.
I mean, that's huge. I put that in there mainly because I wanted to mention it, that I was kind of standing away from him because it seemed murky where, last week I might have even said something about it. Like, number one, he's on a shitty team, and I'm not sure how great they're going to be, and I'm always try to stay away from running backs on shitty teams. If you're in a shitty offense, they're not going to give you Mixon's good. He deserves his contract. But if he was holding out for a contract on a shitty offense, I was like, he's going in some drafts, like 5th or 6th overall, where I'm seeing it, and it's just like, man, for someone with so many question marks. But I put that in there because those question marks are gone.
Yeah,
so
I think that's too high.
I still think it's a little
high.
high.
He'll be there. He's there playing.
I think that he should be later first round or maybe early second round. But, I mean, when you're looking at all those running backs going there, like I said last week, I only like those top 3, and then every single one of them I have some kind of question mark. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Josh Gordon is back with the Seahawks.
Yep.
Who knows what shape he's in?
I just want to talk about it.
Get kicked out again.
I don't think it's fantasy relevant. I just want to talk about it.
Flashback. I think he's going to get kicked out like within 4 weeks.
Flashback to what we were talking about when your phone went off last week. We were actually talking about Justin Blackmon, who I never did find out what happened to him. We should really have looked that up, but we got sidetracked with your computer dying. But, Josh Gordon has been suspended so many times for drug use. It's pretty obvious he does have he has a problem. But I don't think he's ever going to be fantasy relevant again. There's no way he's going to usurp, Lockett or DK Metcalf on that. But it does really help out Russell Wilson to have someone else that does have that. He has been a number 1 wide receiver in the past, though I think those days are gone. I mean, it only does help you to have more stuff. So, I don't know. Russell Wilson's been kind of growing on me a lot as the year gets closer. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Cam Newton's been named the starter. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone.
No, I just need to put it in there because that was today. And all it really does is say that going into this year, that's what the Patriots are going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think about him for fantasy?
I don't know. I don't know. I got to see what they look like. I'm not picking him in fantasy at all. I'm staying clear away from him. I think he'll hit the waivers for in some leagues. I don't think he'll get picked. Maybe he will. I don't know. You got to remember he's also coming back from injury. He looks to be fine, enough for them to name him the starter, but, his competition was shit. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd rather see what he looks like the first couple of weeks before I invest any time on having him on my fantasy roster, period. Like, I don't know where he's at. So I'd rather go with other people that I know are going to perform, decently or whatnot. But who knows? Cam might come back in his MVP form and, start running the ball, get some, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, no one knows. But the reason
Patriots alone by themselves are crazy.
The reason I bring it up is because I love him as one of those, oh shit, my quarterback sucks. He might be available, as either on waivers or just a late round pick that you can have as a backup. Because if he hits, he is a number 1 quarterback. When he's been healthy, he's been it before. Plus, he's got that running capability that is, just unfair in fantasy football. I mean, like anyone with that running skill, like people were talking about Tyrod Taylor and all of his possibilities, where he's never really been that great at throwing, but he always gets points with those legs, and he's been fantasy relevant in the past. So it's like, I feel like quarterback this year is just super easy to get by if you have, like, if you're not in the 16-team league, because we've been in a 16-team league before, and those suck for trying to do what I'm talking about. But if you're in any kind of regular league, man, it's such a good year for quarterback, because I feel like there's so many people like Joe Burrow or what's the guy for the Broncos? I'm drawing a blank right now, but like those guys are like,
Andrew Luck.
Yeah, Andrew Luck. Yeah, like those guys. I feel like there's a chance like they're just sitting there doing nothing. If you're not in like a 2-quarterback league or like a 16-team league, they're probably just sitting there waiting for you to like go face like the Jaguars or something. Which I know we don't have that in the news because it doesn't matter. It's a defense thing. But Jaguars just got rid of another defensive player, so like they're just fire sailing all their players like crazy. I mean, bringing it up to Leonard Fournette if you want to actually go to the next thing.
This motherfucker, man, like Bruce Arians fucking picked up Leonard Fournette on a minimum for fucking 1 year to add to his arsenal of shit. It's insane. Like, they're going to win the Super Bowl, I think, with this.
That's what actually I disagree with you.
There's no way.
What they're doing is they think they're going to win the Super Bowl. There is no fucking way they win the Super Bowl. But I think they're going for it. That's what, like, they're playing like they're all in on this year. They got the offensive weapons, and they have a decent defense, but I still think that they're going to have some problems going through the rest of like the NFC West and some of the people in their division as well. But like, who's in their division? Is the Saints in their division?
Yep.
Yeah. So they're going to have a problem with the Saints, and then the NFC West looks stacked as fuck right now. Like, I mean, honestly, like, San Francisco was in the Super Bowl last year, and I think they're going to have a hard time winning the West because Arizona's like looking more and more like they're getting their stuff together, and Seattle still looks good. I don't know. I feel like with all that going on, a team that's been hit and miss as much as the Buccaneers have, just adding someone like Leonard Fournette, who's like averaged 4 yards a carry his whole career. I mean, he's got 666 carries for his career. So I just had to add that to the show doc because it's like, But I will tell you this: 666 carries.
Oh my gosh! But I mean, them having Fournette, if you were looking to draft Ronald Jones, or you already drafted Ronald Jones,
I feel bad for anyone who did that.
Yeah, you're fucked. Like, it's gonna cut way into his carries. I would stay away from both of these guys. If they're both
they're both going to have points at some point. That's going to make like points in a game that's going to make them worth owning, but at this point in the year, it's not worth figuring that out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, who is it? Because right now, Jones has week 1, I'd play Jones, right?
Yeah.
If Jones runs, I mean, like, Fournette's going to have to learn the offense, all that bullshit. Yeah. He might get Fournette might get a couple carries, but Jones is playing week 1. Jones runs away with it. Maybe he was a good pick, but if Fournette starts getting some carries, like, eating into those. Halfway through the year, you're in a committee. Someone gets injured, they might be worth it. It's just, I hate going to those. That's why I never draft like a Patriots running back. I just don't like all that uncertainty. And there's too much fucking uncertainty, man.
Totally get it. So, Mohamed Sanu was dropped from the Patriots. Speaking of the Patriots, or ex-Patriot, new Patriot team, whatever.
Expat.
Expat, whatever. He was dropped. Nobody really cares. Carson Wentz out for a third straight day in Philly camp. Like, Philly is fucking falling apart. He has some lower body soft tissue injury. They say he's going to be fine for the start of the season, but we know how fragile he is already.
Yeah, he's not like they should have kept Foles.
They should have kept Foles. Yeah, exactly. But they also have regulars out. Jeffries is out for the start of the season.
Oddly enough, the only healthy wide receiver they really have of note is Deshaun Jackson, who's usually the injured one. So
yeah,
we'll
and he'll probably get injured. Yeah, he'll probably get injured too. So stay away from anybody in Philly right now. I would recommend that.
Honestly, I've been staying really far away from Ertz, but it does.
Oh, yeah.
Like now, I'm having a hard time coming up with excuses to stay away from Ertz now. I think it's usually just because he goes so high in drafts, but I don't think he's worth that high draft capital. But like now, it's like if there's no one else there to throw to, I mean, who are you gonna?
I mean, you're gonna throw it to your running back, Sanders. That's pretty much.
The only reason I've been fading Sanders though, and like people keep forgetting this, is they just lost 2 of their starting linemen, and you can't tell me that's not going to hurt their run averages.
No, it sucks. The Phillies is going to have a horrible season, I think, at least to start. So the NFL announced they're going to stencil end racism in all the end zones. Well, I don't know if all the end zones, but in the end zones across NFL stadiums this season.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to applaud the NFL for finally having the balls to end racism. It's not like no one's ever tried that before, so good job.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I think it's a step in the right direction for the NFL, since they fucked up with Colin Kaepernick, and it's now biting them in the ass big time because now they got to kiss everybody's ass.
Oh yeah.
So that's. And
also, I'll give them credit because 4 years ago they were like, no, this is all disrespectful, and then they watched the slow murder of a person. Then they were like, we're sorry. I guess you're right. Baby people are racist. Sorry for all that. And meanwhile, Colin's just sitting over there eating Cheetos in his sweatpants, just being like, man, I just could have got that phone at any point. I mean, like, there were so many people could have used me. Hell, I mean, the Bears could have really used Colin Kaepernick last season.
They could use him this fucking season. They should have thrown him in the mix to challenge for the. Why the fuck not? Whatever. Instead, they got another fucking kicker. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what I'm loving about this is what's going on the internet is you have the varying responses of, oh, well, that's great because they're trying to do something positive, just like they do every year with like breast cancer awareness or the crucial catch. And then they do the salute to service and like, okay, yes, they try to use their platform for awareness. But obviously there's a certain percent of the country that are racist, that are just not having it. And right now with how divisive this city without how divisive this country it is, I have been really enjoying / sad at the responses on the internet. We really wanted to try to get a bunch of stuff today, but we didn't really get a chance. So let's see what John was able to get me while I was at work. So first thing we have is, Herschel Walker. Starting right off with him. You can read the quote on the screen, but pretty much what he's saying is he's a friend of Donald Trump, and he's just like, I want to be friends with him for 37 years if I thought he was racist. And it's like, so you're just going to ignore everything he said. So, yeah, all right, way to go, Herschel Walker. As a white guy, I think it's weird that you can't realize it.
He was a speaker at the RNC convention.
That's right. Yep.
I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Wow. But fuck him.
Him and the NFL are going to solve racism.
Yeah.
Honestly, my guess, I think he's doing the famous Republican thing where it's just like, I don't care what the fuck this guy says. He's going to save me money. And let's see what happens. I'll keep going with Donald, even though he promotes racism. Yeah. Disclaimer: Set Your Lineup is not a political show. We never will be. But you keep forcing our hand, America.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Oh, yes, your boy Urlacher.
I was gonna buy his jersey. and now I'm not. I'm going to go with Hester. I'm gonna get a Hester jersey, the throwback, and that's what I'm gonna ride with when I get my next jersey. Fuck Urlacher. He really kind of disappointed everybody.
Yeah. Like John, or wait, did John say that, or maybe I said it about John last week? But yeah, like we were saying last week when we found this out kind of on air, or I guess, I don't know, a week ago was a long time ago. Guys, I was unemployed for 6 months, and this week I've had to work every day, all day, you know, full time again, and it's kind of a, you know, harsh reality, a harsh slap in the face, so I might just, you know, not remember every detail from a week ago.
Yeah.
But regardless, we were talking at one point about how big of a piece of shit he was because, you know, like, apparently John worked out in the suburbs and know all this stuff about his brother being a rapist and whatever. I don't know if that was last week or was that just me talking with my friends.
No, that was last week, I believe. Yeah. And we talked about it briefly with Griggs, and he told us that the Urlacher had to bail his brother out and, you know, buy out the case and whatnot, and that's pretty fucked up to do. Yeah. And not only that, this motherfucker owes a lot of money in child support. So, yeah, I don't know. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, and if anyone's getting offended by us talking about this, just remember, like, this is what anyone does now in politics, where it's just like, oh, did you see that unarmed black man get shot? Yeah, but he's got a long criminal record, so that makes it okay. It was like, did they know that when they shot him, or I don't know? You know, we're allowed to bring this up. If he's defending, like, whatever. Apparently, you know, back in the day, I used to always say I couldn't run for president because, you know, in high school I might have smoked weed or something. But I don't now, even now it's legal. Yeah. But in high school, you know, I used to smoke weed, and that would be like now you can't even be shot by a police person if you've had a record, or else it's like, oh, well, it was warranted, you know.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You smoked a joint once in high school. And now all right, what do you got next?
What's next?
I pushed next slide and then it didn't go.
You got another one there? Or
this was a comment that I don't know. What was this comment from where it's like, blah, 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 another left-leaning dolts can... What? What was this from?
That was from this article. That was from the previous picture. That was the article on the bottom.
Oh,
and gotcha. That was the comments down there.
Yeah, there's like blah, 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 another left-leaning dolts condescending little article on something he can't wrap his tiny little socialist-loving mind around. Trump 2020.
Yeah. I like how they say a bunch of bullshit and then they say Trump 2020 at the end all the fucking time. Every fucking thing I saw was Trump 2020, Trump 2020. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like everyone is so blatantly polarized now that there's not even a discourse anymore. Like, okay, yeah, we know you're you're voting for Trump. Unless you're Herschel Walker, apparently you're probably going to believe. I don't know. I can't remember if there's anything after that. Let's see what's next. Oh no, you just thought this was funny. Oh, yeah, you can't see these.
I threw a funny one
it
in
says
there,
Ezekiel Elliott after Mike McCarthy gets him on the same diet he had Eddie Lacy on, and it's just someone photoshopped a gut on to Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah. Whatever happened to Eddie Lacy?
It's a good one.
Did did he ever find that buffet he was looking for?
No. Dude, I don't know, but he was a big motherfucker, man. Like, I wonder. I don't think he's on a team.
I don't think he hasn't been on a team for a while. I
can't remember him being on a team right now. Yeah, so I guess he just wanted to get fat. I don't know, and stay home.
He should transition to a lineman then.
That's that.
You know what I mean? Like, transition to a lineman. You're allowed to eat as much as you want.
Yeah.
Though some of those linemen are pretty fucking jacked.
He could have been a Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're huge, man. Huge. So. You want me to do a quick COVID update?
No, I think you got one more because this is just for you right here.
Oh, there's one more?
Yeah, there's one more. It's your Uncle Rico saying, back in the day, I was a fantasy football champion. And I was going to bring up that. Have you?
No. Not in our leagues, at least. Not in our leagues. I have won multiple other leagues, but not our league. Yeah. But I will this one. I will our league. I will win our league. I promise you.
The Set Your
Well, I'm not
Lineup
gonna promise,
League?
but I'm gonna, you know.
The Set Your Lineup
Yeah,
League?
the Set Your Lineup League.
So the Set Your Lineup League is full,
Yeah,
but
let's
I
just go
will
into that.
say,
Fuck Evan.
I say the Set Your Lineup League is full, but if 2 people are watching, we could totally go from 10 players to 12 players. If you want to win, oh, and actually no one's watching right now, so fuck you.
I got 2 people watching over here.
Oh, okay, so you
On the
split it
block
off the
party.
main stream. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Hi, people on the side
Yeah,
stream.
I just shared it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that tuned in though for at least a minute or 2.
Oh, people come in and out. You
But,
know?
yeah, we got a league.
But you know what?
Yeah,
We
we're live.
suck as a show. I don't know. I think the show's
right.
going great.
We'll get better. We'll get better.
We are getting
We'll get
better.
better.
Try
We'll
watching
get better.
last year's. We were totally
Yeah.
drunk. This year, I've only drank 1 drink
Yeah.
all night. Speaking
Yeah,
of
I
which,
started the last show really stoned.
drink number
I don't have
2.
any. I'm waiting for Melissa. Melissa's bringing my beer, and I still haven't had
Wait,
one
she
beer
allows
yet,
you to drink
so-
around computers now?
Oh no, I have a. Now I'm putting them down here. They're not on the top. They're down here now. So I'm gonna do that from now on.
The thing,
But, yeah.
the thing I really wish we had on last week was after you Zoom called, Vinny and I were still talking on the chat after I shut it all down, and you're on your cell phone on the Zoom chat with Melissa in the background, just being like, "I can't believe he spilled that drink." Just like she was pissed at you.
Wasn't her computer.
Yeah,
Glad it wasn't though,
but
because I would have been without a fucking penis for a long time if that happened. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I don't know. Let's not talk about that anymore. I'm getting sad.
no, it's going to get brought up at least 5 more times tonight.
All right. Should we introduce our teams?
No,
For
you're going
our
to do your
league?
COVID. You're going to do the COVID update.
All right. I'll do a quick COVID update. I'll skim through it real fast. We got 4 positive cases for players, but we don't know who the fuck they are because they're being really like shady.
We know who it
with
is. It's Kirk Cousins.
It's probably Kirk Cousins, yeah. Maybe Sanu. That's why they got rid of him. I don't know, but and then there's 6 personnel that tested positive out of some 58,000 cases plus. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. I think it's going to get worse as the season progresses.
I just
We'll see what they do.
hope it waits to get worse until after a week from now because I want at least week 1. If we could just finish week 1, I'll be like, cool, we had football for a year. Good night, everyone. I just want to see the Bears-Lions game. Come on, man. Let's get this Bears-Lions game. The Lions
Okay.
going to wreck your ass.
Yeah, I'll replay that game 16 times if the Bears win and then like they knock out Stafford.
We watch it. We watch it every week for 16 weeks.
Yeah, that's the way we're going to do it.
What are you doing Sunday?
Oh.
We're going to rewatch the one football game again.
Yeah. So that's all for COVID news. But just if there's anybody else has any resources on where to find this shit, it's really hard. The only place I've been able to find any COVID news is on the NFLnetwork.com. They every once in a while put in an article, but you got to really dig to find it on their website. You can't just type in COVID and search for it. But
Well, it's probably buried in everyone else's COVID map where it's just like, looking for NFL COVID information. Here's, a map of Louisiana from the USA Today poll.
Exactly. So that's weird, but whatever. That's that. It's our COVID news for today. So we got our league. It's right now we got 2, 4, 8.
Wait, hold on.
Eight guys.
Let me introduce this properly. All right.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Welcome to our next segment. This is called Meet the Set Your Lineup League. You can't see it right now, but I totally made a graphic for that. That's why I wanted to stop you. We got the theme song playing. And first up in our league, we got right next to me in the box. Shit, I don't know how this works. The box over there, we got Wanda Aldivia, because of course he's in this. And also in this league, we got me, Cody Johnson. And here are the rest of the people trying to win our money. First up, we got a regular on our show. Adam Hynos. Here's a nice picture of him with his baby. That's little Oscar, who could really use this $100 because baby formula is apparently really expensive. That's not important for them because apparently his wife produces well. Apparently breastfeeding. That's what I hear. Apparently he's got a freezer full of it all. So, welcome to the league, Adam. You're in this because you always call in.
The Big Car.
Oh yeah, his team's name this year is the Big Dick.
Yeah.
Next up, we got our man Pac-Man. Where is that? Yep, his team's called All Thumb because if you ever look at him, his thumb's actually really big. You should get that checked out.
Really big resemblance to a butt plug. So.
All right, I feel like the music is distracting, actually. I'm not sure how much people were able to hear. If you didn't hear me, we got Adam Hynos and Pac-Man in there because they're our biggest viewers, even though it doesn't look like they're watching right now. But thank you for being in the league. Oh, yeah, we appreciate it. So next up in our league, we have a new person who was just on last week, Vinny Bag of Donuts. This is his only picture I could find on Facebook of him. That is him with a mask on, with another mask on top of it, because his name on Facebook is, wait for it, Richard Fartburger, because he got in a fight with Facebook a long time ago because they told him he had to change his name because his name on Facebook was Vinny Bag of Donuts, is what everyone calls him. So it's like, fuck you, Facebook, for trying to get everyone like this. Facebook is not an ID, all right? Facebook is not an ID. You don't have to do that. But in case you don't know what he looks like, here's a screenshot from last week when he was a guest on this show where he showed us the new Madden. And, yeah, that was fun. Next, oh, you got anything to add? Or?
No, they're good. Go ahead.
Oh, and his team name is Bag of Donuts 666. So he's definitely getting Fournette.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if that's a Fournette reference there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so next up after him, we got Mike fucking Devlin, who is actually at one point Donuts' roommate, and I'm not sure if they even know they're in the league together right now, but ran into Devlin at my brother's birthday party other weekend, and he was all like, yeah, man, I'll totally join your league. And so, like, yeah, he joined.
Yeah, he was really excited.
Yeah, Devlin is a Giants fan, so we just know who's going to get Evan Ingram early.
Yeah. But we got Drew.
Oh, we have to wait. I'm not done with Devlin.
You're not done with, okay.
Because his team name is Bob Euchre, but also we cannot bring up Mike Devlin without also bringing up the fact that not only is he a sports fan, also is his mom, because she is hooked up with this guy right here, Hall of Famer Deacon Jones before. There he is on the NFL 100 list. His mom totally hooked up with Deacon Jones before, and Hall of Famer Johnny Bench. So, thank you, Devlin, for joining here, because you got 1 degree of separation from some legends.
Does that mean he's got some good insiders there? On his,
I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he's got some insider trading going on here.
All right.
Next up is the guy who I was just like, man, I don't know who wants to be in this league. It's like, dude, I'm always fucking down. Many time guest of this show. Nope, that's Drew. I'm sorry. I was going to say John Craig. No, Drew's next on here. Drew, I also ran into at my brother's birthday. He's a good friend of my brother. Seems like a nice guy. He's a Colts fan. So,
yeah.
So do you think he's
taking
Jonathan Taylor early? I don't know. Whatever you can have. I don't.
He's taking all the Colts early. He's gonna pick Rivers. He's gonna pick.
He actually told me he says he hates Rivers. He hates Rivers from the Chargers days. So I'm guessing he's not taking Rivers. But anything else? Maybe T.Y. Hilton. Good guy though. His team name is Chicago's Big Dogs, Hogs, like dogs. That's like apostrophe S. So yeah, like it is the Big Dogs, Hogs. All right. Next up is the man you know and love. It's John motherfucking Craig. You can see him here where it's me and him and our wives at we did a beautiful Valentine's dinner at the White Castle over by your house there this Valentine's Day before COVID went crazy. And so I don't know if Adam's watched or not, but Adam just texted me like, what time's a good time to do the shot? It's just like, whenever you want.
Yeah, dude, whenever.
At any time, maybe we didn't make this clear enough. At any time, you can call us at 773-234-8684 or join our Zoom at the, if you look in the chat, I put that in the chat, though no one seems to be able to see the chat. But yeah, our Zoom room is 486-381-4610. So, like, I mean, at any time, call in to do a shot or talk football.
Yeah, I'm game. I want to talk some shit, especially if you're in our league.
Yeah, especially in your league. I could. Yeah. Yeah. So call in.
So where did you stop at? John Craig's?
Yeah. So that was what I was saying though is we did before that was right before COVID really stopped things. So that was a very nice Valentine's Day dinner. And if COVID ever ends, I suggest doing it where they do table services at at a White Castle, and we bought like just about everything on the menu. And it's BYOB if you could see that bottle of whitetail on the table that they just give you some paper cups, and you're just drinking whitetail out of paper cups. Whitetail, like the
yellowtail
or yellowtail. Sorry, maybe White Claw.
Yeah, yellowtail.
Yeah, yellowtail out of paper cups is classy. Yeah, it's classy as fuck. I recommend doing it. So John's been on the show many a times, and I'm sure he will again. So thank you for joining us like you always do. I understand though, because I've talked to him several times, he has not been paying attention to the off season. So apparently he's going to be a little less involved than usual, and he is still going by his other league's name of his old man team because in our keeper league, all of his players were old at one point. Oh shit! Next up is you know him, you love him. We got Oto. This is his band. In case you don't know, Drummer was a drummer in this band, and this was the lead singer. He is the owner and sometimes chef, sometimes all the rest at Estrella Negra, and it's a good time to remember to mention.
He's a full-time bartender.
He's a full-time bartender now too. Don't forget, guys.
Yeah.
Our lifetime sponsor is Estrella Negra. Estrella Negra, on the corner of Western and Fullerton. They have empanadas. They have burritos. They got those like burgers that like they're really good, like with like the El Musica burgers or whatever. I don't know. They got a lot of food there, man. Like, when they have too many avocados, they get those fried avocados. They're good, man. You check them out. Like, why the fuck are you not even going to check them out? Oh shit! You know what time it is?
Yeah.
It is time for Adam Hinos. Adam! Oh shit! You're already doing some politics.
Just put in a random one. What's up?
Not much. I love that we've been for the last 2 weeks. We were like, this is not a political show. It never will be. And then it's just like, and more politics. Can't escape it.
I saw you showing pictures of people on your stream. What was that?
Oh, so if you missed it, we were introducing the league, which you were the first person up, and I said you have to win this league for baby formula. I'd put a picture up with you and your kid. I said, yeah, you have to win this money for your baby formula.
Okay. Yeah, I'm totally either gonna totally really badly lose, or I might pull off something.
I'll tell you right now, like, there's no reason not to try. You never fucking know. I mean, like, honestly, all of our players could get COVID, and only one team still actively has players left, and you're like, go. Which reminds me, I forgot to do this. I have to add some IR spots because I forgot to do that because we need some. I think we need at least 3 IR spots because I have a feeling this is going to go bad. Like, week 1's going to be fun. And, like, everyone's like, yeah, football's happening. And then about week 3, it's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done this. Is this responsible?
Mm-hmm.
When is the draft supposed to be?
I put up a poll in.
We don't know. I don't know. When is the draft?
I put up a poll in Sleeper. We use Sleeper, not a sponsor, but you know what? Fuck ESPN. That's
way,
that's why
drummer-
we're with them. What?
Yeah.
Drummer, that clip of you spilling your liquor on your laptop, I laughed at that thing so hard. Like I rewatched it probably
Yeah.
like 50 times.
We actually started the show
yeah,
with that today.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Ah, man.
God.
That
Hey,
was,
what's up?
hey, how's it going?
He said, "Hey, how's it going?" She just put the little one down for bed.
Oh, nice. Open up
You
the
guys wanna do
line.
the shot.
Oh yeah, I just poured one.
Yeah.
I got one ready to go. But yeah, how you feeling about this season? Are you like everyone else and not been really paying attention?
I have paid literally zero attention to anything sports related. The last sports thing I read about was that they were gonna put fake fans in the stands for baseball.
Yep, and they're doing it for football too.
Yeah.
I just looked into it. Apparently, the Lions is $150 a game, and I'm like, fuck that. I know it goes
Wait,
to charity and shit,
$150
but
a game
to put your
if you
cardboard.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I was hoping they were gonna do something like that. I just wasn't sure. But
Mhm.
$150, you know, like 138 of that is gonna go to like administration bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they do
Yeah.
have to pay bills and shit, but like, I don't know, man. Come on. I'm not even at the game. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's just me. Maybe I'm just a cheap ass, or maybe it's because the economy's fragile as shit right now, and I need to make sure I have money if it collapses.
No, see, that's the thing. There's the thing. The economy is strangely strong right now, but people are getting evicted.
Well, no, see, those are two different things. So, stock market, which actually did crash today. I'm not sure if you saw that lowest, biggest drop since June. That was today.
Oh fuck! No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
mostly stocks did that because the tech stocks that are. Why were you talking about this on a football show? I don't know, but the tech stocks have been what's been tent pulling that up. But if you talk to anyone in the real world, it's like everyone's like, "Oh shit, you know, I'm furloughed or I'm working a couple days a week or stuff like that," and that's why the economy is slow. The stock market isn't the economy. The stock market directly affects the economy. But when there's 40 million, and that's not 40 million anymore. I forget what the numbers are, but there's millions of the unemployment right now is insanely high. That's a fragile fucking economy.
You guys are making me depressed.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear about economies and shit. That's fucking.
Welcome to Set Your Lineup,
We
where we
start
talk about
ranting.
everything except for setting your lineup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did we do it already?
Yeah, I'm doing a
No
shot.
more
Or
broken
no.
laptops.
Yeah, no more broken tech at all.
Yeah, never again.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're not paying attention to football. That way we can kind of we're not taking your money, but
Yeah, we're saving our
chance
money.
for one of us to win.
My goal is to not have
I'm
to
just
pay
a
out
fan.
money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like talking shit. I mean, I'm gonna start paying attention once the season starts getting. I saw Alvin Kamara got in trouble.
Wait, you got in trouble?
Paid a little bit of attention.
No.
You guys didn't see that?
I know.
What do you get in
Oh
trouble
my
for?
god! I know something. That he apparently got a no call no show for 3 days in a row.
Oh yeah,
Practice.
yeah.
Oh,
was
yeah,
getting,
we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we
today.
talked about that earlier. He was having, what do you call that on your back? Epidural?
Epidural.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Epidural.
no call no show.
Yeah, he got fined for it,
there's
but
a
apparently
lot
there was an
of weird
excuse.
things going on behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
fined like
So, I don't know.
$200,000.
Yeah, 200,000. He went to practice again today, so
Yeah,
he's gonna play with the Saints.
They're in a
He's not going
contract
anywhere.
negotiation, and that's when things get weird. But
Yeah.
okay,
People
quick
start
trivia
acting
for
like
you.
bitches and shit. What the fuck?
You're a Bears fan, right? Adam, he's muted.
Yeah, of course I am.
All right. So here, if you haven't been paying attention, don't help him out, John. Who is the Bears starting quarterback right now?
Isn't it the guy that used to be on the Eagles, the Foles?
That was a trick question. They haven't announced it yet. They're like holding out like, shh, this is our secret weapon. Like, oh, they're playing Lions week 1. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, this is our big advantage. They won't know who to prepare for him. Like, meanwhile, there's shit tons of tape on both of them. It's like, yeah, we know who we're fucking facing. It's like, whatever. Ooh, sneaky.
Yeah.
We don't know who's starting for you. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like 50-50 right now in timeshare in the camp, and Nagy said he's going to announce who the quarterback's going to be by Wednesday next week. So everyone's reporting to like 50-50. This guy's better, slightly better than Trubisky, slightly better than Foles, and I don't know, maybe they're trying to find some way to bend them together or mold them or forge them together and maybe have something resembling a starting quarterback.
Mecca QB.
Yeah. I think they are going to play Mitch, though. I think they're going to start with Mitch.
You really think they're going to start with Mitch, man?
Honestly, the only reason I think they're going to start with Mitch is because it's easier to switch to Foles than to start Foles and switch back to Mitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Like,
everyone knows if he fucks up, Mitch is gone. But you give him the first try, and you can like, oh, we're pivoting to Foles because Mitch isn't good anymore.
yeah, totally. And I agree with you. I think they're going to let Trubisky lose the job. And you know what? They're probably going to try to maybe they do want Foles to start, but maybe he's just not ready yet. So you know what? I think they might actually be trying to give Foles more time to get ready. So you could see Foles in there week 3, week 4, maybe. Who knows? But I think they're going to give it to Mitch to lose.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Foles that quickly. Yeah, because Mitch is going to lose it. In my opinion, he lost the fucking position two or 3 years ago. But that's just me. So,
yeah, but we talked about that at the end of the last season. They had like the contract that they have with them. It would have been dumb for them to dump them. So it's like, well, pick up another quarterback to take its place, but you can't really get rid of them contractually. So you have what you have, which is coming up. We're going to be talking about that next, but we had one more person to introduce down there before we talk Bears camp news.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, sidetrack. Totally missed that.
Oh, no, it's fine. But I'm just going to say our last one so we could get to Bears news because we already are on it. Last one up on our one this is Lino right next to my brother here in this picture. I kind of feel bad because when Pac-Man asked if Lino could be in the league, I was like, I feel like I met him before. And as soon as I saw his picture, it's like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, he used to work at Knicks. I don't know why I didn't know his name. I feel like, sorry, Lino, I know exactly who you are.
I don't.
If you look at the replay in the stream, you'll recognize him. Like this.
Okay. I know.
It's a picture of him at a Sox game. Apparently, he likes the Sox. So we got Pac-Man and Lino are both Sox fans in the league. So yeah.
All right. Fuck the Sox.
All right, I gotta run, guys.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for being on the show, Adam Hynos, everybody. Well, that was nice of him to call in.
Yeah, that was nice.
Always good to hear from him.
Yeah. So I want to get into camps.
Yes.
I think we already kind of touched the QB battle for the Bears.
I mean, okay. I'm just to put a cap on it though. It's just like as a fan though, like we talked about possibilities. As a fan, just purely your heart, like best case scenario. All in, what's your ideal scenario out of this?
I would love for Mitch to start and show that he can read defenses and keep making plays. Like I want to see him take not just one step forward. I want to see him take like 10 steps forward. Like it's his 4th year, 3rd year under the Nagy. They say you need 3 years in the offense to really learn it, depending on how big, especially for big offenses. This is that 3rd year. And with Nagy, his 4th year in the league. So,
honestly,
really,
that Fox year doesn't count, man. I mean,
no, the Fox year doesn't count at all.
Fox probably brought him back. He's just still trying to work his way back to college now.
Yeah, and I hope he actually kind of like absorbs some of the stuff that Nick Foles is, putting out there, like his work ethic, what he's doing, studying tape. Like obviously, whatever Mitch was doing to study defenses wasn't working for him. So maybe
you know what's weird about that? You know what's weird about that? They have a really good defense, and to figure like working with a really good defense in practice would probably teach you a thing about working against a good defense.
Yeah, maybe he needs to go against a bad defense so he can get some confidence in him. I don't know, but like that's what I need to see from him. I need him to see him not freak out, not wig out, and just fucking throw the ball close to your guys. He missed so many guys, and then. Oh yeah, but like they had a lot of drops last year, a lot. Like so, it's not all on him. I'm not going to put it all on him, but they did have a lot of drops. Like Taylor Gabriel had a lot last year. He's not with the team anymore this year, but he had like 20 drops. They were catchable balls last year, and that was insane. Like that didn't help him at all. Maybe if he caught those 20, maybe we'd be talking about a different kind of quarterback in Mitch. But we're not, obviously, I don't know. I'm love-hate relationship with Mitch right now. And I don't know. I want to love him, but I'm also okay hating him forever. Because, we're Chicago and we have to deal with shitty quarterbacks since fucking forever. So
yeah, you guys never had a real good quarterback.
Yeah. No, we never had.
You've had amazing linebackers and like defensive linemen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or one of the greatest running back of all time, Walter Payton. But yeah, like when people are naming off like those iconic quarterbacks, like you get to the Bears, you're just like, Jim McMahon, was he good? I remember the thing I remember about that Super Bowl run was the defense and a really good running back.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, that's where we're at as Bears fans. I think they all secretly kind of want Trubisky to pop off because we all seen him do crazy shit. He had 6 touchdowns against Tampa Bay. Even though Tampa Bay isn't that great of a defense when he did that, I mean, it's still NFL team. They're still NFL players. They're not,
he flashes athleticism. He hasn't flashed that thing that makes quarterbacks good, where like decision making and the ability to read a route.
Yeah, they said he's got all the tools. He just doesn't have the right mind, and that's a really shitty thing to say about somebody. But that's kind of fucking true right now with him, and he's got that big thing to prove to everybody wrong, and hopefully he can.
Well, you know what I think you said earlier, though, about Foles that I think is really good is I think he can learn a lot about Foles because as a career backup, he could teach him how to transition into that career as a, career backup,
Yeah. Totally. Why are you giggling over there?
Oh, you don't get what I'm saying? Is I'm saying Trubisky's going to be a career backup. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. It just hit me. Sorry.
I'm mocking your quarterback, bitch.
Whatever. At least mine has a back.
I don't know, man. Everyone in camp's just talking about how amazing like Stafford's been looking so far. If he gets hit once, like I know it's over. But like, they're having a great camp. The only thing I have to say against that, I mean, like I know I'm jumping into my Lions talk. It's just like.
No, that's bad.
But it's just like if they're looking that good, it doesn't make me feel good about the defense they're playing against. But anyways,
yeah.
Or last thing I want to say about Foles, I think the perfect like script that you could write for Foles, based on his career so far, is Trubisky is just good enough to keep his job, and he plays like half the season, then like gets an injury or something, has to leave for that, and then Foles jumps in and brings him right into a deep playoff run where he has to be given a contract, and then he fails miserably again and ends up having to be a backup somewhere else. Because that's what Nick Foles does.
Yeah. He's gonna. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
But apparently he's hung like Jesus. That's what the rumor is. So
really?
Next up is Allen Robinson.
Well, the wide receivers in general for the Bears.
No, we're going to talk about the only wide receiver the Bears had.
No, he's not the only one.
Anthony Miller, I know, has been getting some hype.
All right. He did scare me a little bit though, Robinson, because he missed a full week, sore ankle. He said he feels great though, so that's good. Anthony Miller has been epic at practice, apparently, driving all over the field. He's doing everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing him stepping up as that number 2. And I think that's going to be nice 1-2 right there. The third receiver is what I'm kind of curious about the most. They got Ted Ginn Jr. I don't think he's going to last. I think he'll get cut. There's all kinds of news from Javon Wims, Riley Ridley, Darnell Mooney, the rookie. All these guys are really kind of battling each other and leaving Ginn kind of in the background. So I don't think Ginn will even be on the roster by the time the season comes around. I think he'll be cut by Saturday. I think he'll clear waivers, and I think the Bears might bring him back after he clears waivers on the minimum, just to have, a little more depth. But I don't think Ted Ginn is going to hang around very often on the Bears sideline for the season at least. All right, so that being said, it all boils down to their fucking quarterback, who's going to throw them the ball.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you were talking about drops last year.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50, I mean, it's a two-way street or whatever. I'm trying to think of the right hyperbole. But, it's – yes. Fucking Trubisky had a great way of just being like, there's a wide open receiver. He's running fast. I'm going to throw it down there. Oh, why is he – I guess he's not fast enough. Oh, damn it. Like, you have that thing, but, you can't do anything about drops when you're a quarterback. So those guys are going to have to step up, except for Allen Robinson, because Allen Robinson, let's face it, he has never had a good quarterback. He's actually a lot like DeAndre Hopkins, where it's just like it's so much of the, or actually Larry Fitzgerald's a lot like this too, where it's just so much of the career is with shitty quarterbacks. It's just like you can't help but wonder, what could he have been if there is actually someone dropping dimes to him,
Totally. And, it's going to be up in the air until they figure out who's going to QB. And, those other 3 guys, Wims, Ridley, and Mooney, I think they're going to contribute pretty good this year.
All right. So this is going to sound like a weird question because you already make it sound like Ted Ginn's on the roster bubble. But have you downloaded Ted Ginn's phone game yet?
No.
You should. Not. He's had that back, I think it was like with the Saints or something when that came out. But that game's been out here forever. I've had this on my phone. It's called Kick Return. Ted Ginn's Kick Return. See, I'm starting it up right here. Ted Ginn. Oh, it's generating the daily bonus.
When have you been playing this?
I haven't played it in years, but I never deleted it off my phone either.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, you got my Ted Ginn stats right there. And
all right.
You hit play. You're like this little guy. Oh, they kick off, and you got oops. Apparently, it's hard to do like this. But it's all about being a kick returner in the NFL, and you just have to not get tackled. It's a great game, and I recommend it to everyone on iOS and Android.
You'll send me that link later. Every time I see Ted Ginn playing on the Bears, man, I don't know, whatever. So running backs for the Bears. David Montgomery is probably going to miss out the beginning of the season, probably a couple of weeks maybe, max. They got Tariq Cohen, Cordell Patterson, Ryan Nall, and Artavis Pierce. I didn't know who Pierce was. I did some YouTube on him to see what, his hype videos and whatnot. It looks like he's good. I haven't heard shit about him during camp at all.
That's scary because usually they hype up everyone. Seriously, they usually hype up everyone in camp at least once.
Yeah. So, but they did have Ryan Nall running with the ones at some point. He looked good last year during preseason. He was all the hype during the preseason. Oh, we got a running back. But then he was. I think he played a couple on the active roster, a couple games on the active roster, and then he was on the practice squad for most of the time. They say Cordell's going to be doing a lot more running.
I mean, that's what it sounds like. He's been
running. Patterson.
He's been running with the ones, right? Cordell Patterson with the running backs, right?
Oh yeah. He's been splitting them with Cohen, and Ryan Nall. So, you know, you could see that. I think we should expect that kind of mixture as, you know, week 1 goes around when we run over the Lions. But you know, we'll see. I don't think they're going to be very strong without a true running back.
I'll tell you right now, our defense isn't going to be the problem. Your defense is going to have to put up with the with the amazing talent of the PFF 7th overall offense in the NFL.
Not worried about that at all. We got Eddie Jackson.
Let me just remind you how close the games were last year, and we didn't have Stafford in, and you played against David Blau in one game, and what was the other? Jeff Driscoll in the other. You were this close to losing to Jeff fucking Driscoll and David Blau, who, by the way, I know I'm jumping ahead here, is actually still part of their camp and actually is apparently playing like really well because like he was a rookie last year. David Blau was, you know, and he just kind of got thrown into the fire. But apparently he's actually having a good camp, and it's getting to the point where they paid Chase Daniels.
Hopefully you guys...
Well, it's at the point, though, what do you do when you paid Chase Daniels, but you got a second-year prospect that actually might...
Chase. You cut him.
But they paid him guaranteed money.
You cut Chase.
It's a tough decision.
And you're going to be in a problem later.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but that's all I got for my running backs. I don't have anything else until Montgomery gets back and we see what's going on. But
so I want to just ask you,
sad running game for the Bears.
I want to preface this before we get into the tight end battle. Part of the reason I really want to talk about the tight end battle is the laughable amount of tight ends that you have seen in this offseason. And I wish I could have a tally because I know a couple have come and gone, and I do not know how many the grand total have been. But you've done due diligence on the tight end position this year as a team.
Yeah. At one point, there was 11 total tight ends on the Bears roster when the league started. And then that's with Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet. I think they're down to 6 right now.
God, I hope so, because otherwise it's going to be
Demetrius
a weird
Harris. Yeah, it's going to be Broniker, Demetrius Harris, Jimmy Graham, and Cole Kmet. And Cole Kmet and Jimmy Graham look fucking amazing. They actually released some clips of them running plays, catching everything. Eddie Jackson was all over Cole Kmet, and he caught a fucking deep pass right over the middle with Jackson all over him and just pushed Eddie down and kept running. Like, he looks like a little, like, Gronkish. Like, I don't want to say he's Gronk, but he looks that catch alone was very Gronkish, the way he muscled this motherfucker down.
All right. I just want to temper your expectations.
To see what Cole Kmet's gonna do.
Just remember this, because I feel like football fans forget this all the time. Tight ends never do good in their first year. So, I mean, that's good for your future, but just temper your expectations, because tight ends is like apparently a really hard position to transition to in the NFL. So don't get your hopes up too much for this season on them. But you got a guy like Jimmy Graham. If you're going to learn from someone, like, no, seriously, I gave a bunch of shade to Foles because – you know what? We should do a segment on here, like players you like to mock. And I feel like Nick Foles is like an easy one to like. I have nothing against Nick Foles. I think it's hilarious that his nickname is Big Dick Nick. But I got nothing against the guy. He's just like, his career has been so silly where, you know, he's had the highest of highs. He's fucking like, was he the MVP of that Super Bowl? I think he got like Super Bowl MVP, right?
Yeah.
But
MVP,
he's had this, and then, you know, went to like Jacksonville and pretty much got usurped by a guy who looks like a child molester. And I honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something fun to say about Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew is hilarious. I'm sorry, I was trying to go mean and I can't. Gardner Minshew's the shit.
Yeah.
To Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Don't spill that.
Although I would not pick him for fantasy.
Oh, I want to too. Jacksonville is going to be such a shit show, but like, you know what? I think I got a good comp for Gardner Minshew this year. I think his career is going to parallel Ryan Fitzgerald's a lot, where Ryan Fitzgerald has been good enough where he ends up being the starter on a bunch of teams. He's also not good enough that they want him to be the starter on a bunch of teams. Because, like, Minshew flashes this stuff, but he's also, like, there's just something about him where I don't see – he's never going to be – I don't think he's ever going to be elite, but he shows these flashes of being a number one quarterback, you know, one of the top 32 quarterbacks in the NFL.
I'm with you. Yeah, he'll be, you know, in that middle of the pack, I think, every once in a while. He's going to have a good game here and there, but, I mean, he's in Jacksonville. So how good of a game do you think he's going to have?
I think we brought this
especially without a running game now, but
for real. Chris Thompson, that's the guy who's skyrocketing up draft boards right now. Well, it's just the coach, you know, Washington, whatever. But like, you know, they're going to be a shitty team, and he's going to have to throw. And I actually don't think that, you know, for late round flyer stuff, daily fantasy, he's going to have weeks of relevance, especially with them giving away every defensive player ever. And hey, shout out to the Lions. You know, when Minnesota just traded a second rounder for, you know, a defensive end, you know, Milwaukee could use it, but we also could have as well. And we had the fucking cap space. Anyways, Jacksonville's having a fucking fire sale down there, and we need defensive players.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just like, hey, we got Flowers on one end, but it'd be really nice to have someone else who is also a Pro Bowl defensive end to go with it. But go on about your tight end battle. Jimmy Graham, he was great.
You got Flowers. You guys got Flowers and no grass. It's fine. No, I'm done with my tight ends. Fuck tight ends. I'm done with them.
All right.
You wanted to talk about fucking kickers. So let's talk fucking kickers.
Wait, no. First of all, someone just commented on Twitch, and I don't know if my counter is wrong because it says no one's watching, but they definitely commented. It says, "Hello, long-time listener, first-time poster. I'm having a personal issue with my 7-year-old. I keep hearing him making strange grunt and moans in his room throughout the day, and more so at night. When I ask everything's okay outside the door, I hear silence, and then he picks back up. Once I rattle his door out of concern, it sounds like a baby elk screaming for its mother. What should I do?" What should he do?
I missed the whole front part of that. Leave the door closed.
I'm just going to tell him maybe give him some privacy. A draft. Give him some privacy and draft Stafford.
Oh God.
In
Stafford
in the 10th.
You think he'll be there in the 10th? Probably.
Depends on how big the league is.
Yeah. I think you're going to him in like the 7th round or something, Cody.
I'm not. You know why? Because I don't fucking have to. I've done enough mock drafts now, so no, I have.
No, I can get it. I don't want to pick a QB in the early rounds at all either.
Oh, he says, you know, I can see you, right? It's like, oh, if you're still watching, yes, we're on Twitch. We're streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Of course you can see us. I'm just sorry, my little thing says that no one's watching, but apparently people are, because also on here, Tango, who I know is Adam. Hi, Adam's watching too. So yeah, we got watchers. Apparently, people are watching us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
keep watching.
Thanks for watching.
Share with your friends or something.
But yeah, you don't have to draft Stafford at the 10th because, like, seriously, if I don't even get a quarterback in some of these drafts, like I'm in the 8-team league with you and a 10-team league with you, I guarantee you, I can based on matchups, stream quarterbacks and still do better on a weekly basis than a lot of the other people who are wasting all those early picks. Because, man, quarterbacks deep this year. Like there is so many quarterbacks I think I would snap.
I wouldn't pick a quarterback until maybe like the 15th round at the earliest.
That's a little deep because I'm not sure if you know our league, the Set Your Lineup League is, or maybe it's the Taco Squad, is only 15 rounds total. So you're taking a quarterback after your kicker.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. Well, 13th round. In the 13th round.
I did a decent amount of mock drafts this week, so I.
I tell you one thing. I didn't do mock drafts. I actually joined a bunch of ghost leagues on ESPN.
So are you going to play them out then, or?
But
are you going to play?
Yeah,
those?
I play them out every year. Those are the ones that actually win.
All right, guys. Number one, because you're not playing me, but this is a really good strategy, and I know I told last year this is our second year of Set Your Lineup. First year I told John not to do this, and it's obvious he's not listening to me. Number one strategy: do not get in so many leagues that you cannot give enough attention to any of your leagues in particular. I just quit one of John's other leagues with this exact sentiment where it's just like, I won the league last year undefeated, and I quit it because got something going on?
Oh, my wife just walked in the door.
I thought you were getting swatted or something like that. Like, no. I don't know. I'm just worried about that. The Goro 187 over there, says he can hear and see us. I thought he meant on this Twitch stream, but maybe he's at your house.
Nope. Nobody's here. Just me, my wife, and my middle guy's upstairs. All right. So.
Oh, yeah. We got sidetracked there. Oh, wait. No, we kind of skipped over tight end there a little bit. So Jimmy Graham, real quick, though, you think that he's got a little gas left in the tank?
Yeah, I think he's going to contribute. I think he'll have 500 yards, maybe 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
What I'm pushing for is fantasy relevance.
He's sporadic, he's not going to be.
So, but do you think he's good enough to start in fantasy in a week?
He's a fill-in.
Fill-in by week, like fill-in?
It depends on the matchup. Yeah, he's a fill-in, in a bye week maybe. I would go more Cole Kmet.
I'm telling you, that's
he's going to be more of the.
No tight ends are good in the rookie year. I'm telling you.
Dude, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a very important position. They got a lot of things to learn, blocking, assignments and all that shit that he's got to learn, especially in the Nagy offense. But the way they're talking about him, man, it sounds like he's going to be in there day one running routes. So we'll see. They said the same thing about that other piece of shit, Trey Burton, and he ended up being trash. So I don't know.
What's funny is last week we did
over Graham.
We did do a sidebar last week. Where did he go? And I can't even remember now.
Yeah. He's injured.
Oh, that's right.
He's with the Colts.
Colts, yeah, that's right. All right,
yeah, he's injured. He's going to miss at least 2 weeks or something.
I think the kicker battle thing under show notes, you should just read verbatim what you say.
Okay, no, fuck kickers. Who cares? I'd eliminate this position from football altogether if it was up to me. Cody, on the other hand, would like to discuss it, so I did a 2-minute digging up on what the Bears are doing. Bears have 2 kickers, Pinheiro, and they picked up Cairo Santos about a few weeks ago. Why? Who the fuck knows? I thought we went through this last year. We got our kicker. He's fine.
You need extra motivation.
He's got some groin issues, Pinheiro.
That's actually huge for a kicker.
Yeah. So, So Pinheiro is expected to be the kicker this season. And he wasn't horrible last season, but Santos, a veteran in the league, was brought to help keep Eddie in check, I think. Mm-hmm. He's a little wild boy, and he gets a little, excited and thinks he's safe, but they brought him in for that. So they're making Eddie work hard on his accuracy. Pretty much that's what I think. But knowing the Bears, they'll probably end up keeping both of the fucking kickers on the roster for this beginning of the season.
That would be horrible.
But after saying this, I don't want to talk about kickers again for the remainder of the season.
All right, I'll do a rebuttal, and then we won't talk about it until we go to. You put the kicker position down in the Lions camp news, and so like I have to, but not that there was a positional battle in it, but no, this is
You can talk about him.
this is the only reason I brought it up is I feel like Nagy's Achilles heel is like that one thing that kept him away from moving on in the playoffs, which was the kicker, that one kick. Obviously, if Cody Parkey, made that, you guys would have moved on. But there was also a lot of else that, as a team they could have done to not put him in that situation. I just see everything he did when he brought in Santos used to be with the Bears for a little bit. Like, okay, obviously he's aware. It's like, I feel like it's due diligence, but there's also like a paranoia there that I kind of can't help but just admire, but also laugh at, where it's just like, you can't get over this kicker thing. Just get this kicker, man. Like, move on. You got to just move on, man. That was one fucking game. It was one fucking game, man. Move on with your career, or else you're going to be stuck to repeat it.
It wasn't just one game, though.
Oh yeah, because I was at the other one. That was Bears Lions, where I was in the stands. My name's Cody, and Cody Parkey donked 3 of them, and it was like, "Fuck you, Cody!" And you have not lived until you heard a whole stadium saying "fuck you," your name, and it's just like, oh wow, well, people really don't like Cody here.
Yeah. Every time I read your email, I'll think about Cody Parkey.
So wait, I've known you since like 2001, and really, Cody Parkey was your kicker for one season, and that's what you think of.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I think of. As a Bears fan, that's what fucking sucks. So it's your kickers. Now you can talk about your Lions. What do you got, your Lions?
All right, first things off, I mean, if we're really going to talk about the Lions, the biggest news this week was the signing of Taylor Decker, which it's a 6-year deal, but it's technically only a 4-year extension. Something's happened over at his house.
I got to go get my beer. Hold on. She took it to the kitchen. Hold on.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. Anyways, so Taylor Decker, it's a 6-year deal worth $85 million, but it's only a 4-year extension of $60 million new money. He is now the 7th highest paid tackle. So he's getting a $35 million guarantee, but I'm going to I got to give him shit for this. Hold on. So that's a little close to the computer, don't you think? Don't you gotta put that on the ground? You already destroyed that last computer. Anyways, this is where I'm just going to end the Taylor. I was given the details of this, but like a couple people try to give shit about this deal because he is now the 7th highest paid tackle in the league, but he now has like a $35 million guarantee. But what people don't realize is this is an extension. $10.35 million of that was already owed. So like this is like $20 million of new money. So we now have him at least till 2023 locked down, and if we extend him till 2025 as an undrafted unrestricted free agent, so like he will be 31 at that point. He's 26 years old now. We have the left side. He's not the best tackle in the league, but he's good enough to pay him that. We got our left side, the blind side of our quarterback figured out for the next 4 years at least. So it's like I was super happy about it. I saw a bunch of the Lions fans are eternally pessimistic. A lot of people were just like, "Why the fuck would you do that? And he's not the best." Like, he's like a top 10 in my opinion of who you want starting for you for left tackle. It's just like, just let it go and just know that when you pay this money now, you don't have to pay it later. Where the price of everything keeps going up. Fucking great signing, one of the best signings in my opinion the Lions done all season. So I have to say that. I'm jumping over QBs just to say, as soon as they did that, they said they were working really hard on getting this deal done, and next one is Galladay, which I was in a hurry. We were a minute late, so I didn't get my Galladay jersey on. I got my my Davis jersey on. If you remember, a few years ago, Davis was actually taken in the first round. Galladay was taken in the second round. Galladay has worked out a lot better. He is, getting close to the end of his rookie deal. So that is what they're working on now. If they can at least hold on to him, I think that we have at least the building blocks for stuff in the future because, those are who we need to hold on to. Davis is still a question mark. Apparently they've been scheming him. I've been reading a lot of trade report. I know you don't care about defense as far as fantasy goes, but been scheming him for just purely pass rushing, delayed blitzes and stuff like that, where it sounds like that's where he excels at. And it sounds like since they brought in Jamie Collins from the Patriots, because everyone for Matt Patricia is a Patriot. We brought in so many expats that he's going
to be plugging that tree for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to be taking all Belichick's leftovers.
I don't know, like some of the stuff that sounds positive on the defense. I forget his name that we picked up last year, Tavai or something like that. Jelani Tavai. He's starting to look better than Davis really has, because we got him to be a middle linebacker back when it was a completely different scheme. But Tavai's actually looking better, a lot more in coverage, where Davis was always a lot better with the run. So it's like they're kind of scheming them different now, and it actually sounds like it might start coming together. I got way off the I don't know. I just talk about the Lions all day. So QBs, you wanted to talk about the QBs? Matthew Stafford is an MVP candidate. No, I only say this because the hype is starting. The hype is starting to catch up. I've been hearing people talk about this fucking hype. So as a Lions fan, it's like, good. Okay, people are starting to notice what I've noticed. Like, he's not that bad. Maybe, maybe he's got some shit coming up.
Yeah. I will say this. If the Bears don't win the division, I hope it's the Lions and not Green Bay.
Why? Because fuck the Packers?
And that's
Yeah. Fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers.
Honestly, I feel like Minnesota's got the inside track right now, but I don't think it's by much.
No.
To win the division. I think, once they picked up, what's his name from Jacksonville? It was just like that was because they lost Everson Griffin last year.
It's what's the other dude? Their lineman, the defensive lineman.
No, the Everson Griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
They lost them, then lost like half their secondary, though their secondary kind of looked like shit last year. But they are a really good defensive team most of the time, and I kind of feel like just with the continuity of defensive coordinating there that they'll be able to do all right. And that Creed fan, Kirk Cousin, actually does look all right at times, and Cook's all right as a running back. I don't think their offensive line's as good as they would like it to be, but I think they have everything there to be a solid just competitor. I don't think I think most of the other teams aren't as complete. I think, you
can't really rule out the Vikings. You can't rule them out.
Yeah.
They'll be in the thick of things and trying to irritate the rest of us, but fuck the Vikings too.
Yeah. Maybe I need to get that. I gotta get that queued up because I don't think that the Packers are as relevant anymore. Even though I've seen some people have them winning the division, and I don't see it. I know they were 13 and something, but they were like one of the worst. Dude, the Lions pretty much beat them. If everyone I remember there was a Monday Night Football game. I'm in Knicks, and I had fucking what's his name was yelling at me at the bar. It's just like, this is your fault because the Packers were winning because the fucking refs did some bullshit, and it was that whole game was complete fucking utter nonsense. That was when they had Stafford, but then did they beat him? I think they beat him later in the year without Stafford, or they got close. And they weren't that good. They were 13-3, made the playoffs, and they shouldn't have. I mean, they were a better team. They just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a different conversation for a different time. Let me just finish the Lions camp. This is what you need to know about the Lions camp. All right, I spent too much time on my rant. This is what you need to know about the Lions camp. QB, Matthew Stafford is getting MVP buzz, and that's not just from me. Like, people are talking about, oh shit, like the way Darrell Bevel's offense is looking and how they played it last year. Wait until I talk about the wide receiver core because it's deep. Everyone's sounding like they're fucking doing great.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Seriously, buzz around everyone like they might keep like. There's talk that they might keep 6 wide receivers this year.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm jumping ahead though.
No, yeah.
The QB buzz. Matthew Stafford is like an MVP candidate right now. He just looks great. He looks completely healthy. We'll see what happens after the first sack on Sunday. Because as much as I'm a Lions fan, I'm not going to act like the defensive line of the Bears is not going to get through. Okay? Jim. I know what you're trying to say to me. Dick.
We're going to knock him out. We're going to knock him out. He's going down.
Yeah, but then you got your boy Chase Daniels, who has spent half of his career, against those exact people. So you knock him out, we might just squeak out that game anyways. So don't do that.
Maybe.
But my understanding, you actually put in the show notes Josh Johnson. I hear nothing about him. Josh Johnson actually played with us preseason last year, and we brought him back at one point after Stafford was out. He's just like a long-term backup guy that he's not going to make the team. He's first cut. David Blau, on the other hand, though, is like David Blau. This is his second season. He knows the system. There's a lot of talk that he might actually be held on as a third quarterback, and Lions never keep a third quarterback. But like the main reason is last season. If they keep David Blau this season, I mean, at very minimum, it sounds like he's going to be on practice squad because this is his second season. But like if they keep it, it's because they don't trust Matthew Stafford's back. And as our resident back expert, you don't think he's going to make it through the season if there's a full season. So I don't know. I think that you put something about you think that MVP talks are too much. It is too much unless they somehow make the playoffs, because if they make the playoffs based on his play, then it deserves because it's like it's that comeback story, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I just don't think he's going to play the whole season. Yeah. So I don't think he's MVP talk.
Usually MVP is reserved for like a quarterback, and I think the MVPs of quarterback play are pretty much in the AFC right now because it's Mahomes, and if it's not Mahomes, it's going to be what's his name? Cover a Madden this year. Shit.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
But pretty much what I'm getting at is like, okay, so QB, we got that set. Wide receivers now. Kenny Galladay is Kenny Galladay, whatever. Everyone knows he's fine. He's a good wide receiver. Yeah. We're bringing back Jones. Jones has been having a decent enough camp. He's been injured. People forget about how good Jones has been in the past. He's actually usually has more receptions than Galladay. He's a great 1-2 punch on the outside. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I didn't add anything to your notes. So you don't mention these other people. Marvin Hall has been having a great camp because he was a guy who averaged a depth of target of 36 yards last year before he got injured, because we had a lot of injuries last year. He pretty much was targeted once or twice a game for one catch a game, and each of those were like, 30-yard catches, like catch at the 36-yard for like 50 yards. Like if you look up Marvin Hall, it's a ridiculous stats because his stats, there's not a lot of catches, but when we use them, we fucking use them, and it's great. And he's like, it sounds like he's like pretty close to surefire to making this. We still have Amendola. He's tried and true slot, but the guy that you like, the reason that might actually keep 6 this year is 5th round rookie Quintez Cephas. He was a 5th round pick this year, and apparently he's been balling out. Where the first couple times I saw about it, I didn't bring it up on the show because I didn't want like, who's this 5th rounder you're bringing up? But like, no, like people are talking about this guy, and it sounds like he might actually usurp Amendola at some point as our slot receiver. Like, I guess like the plays he's been making, like he's been making a fool of the first team defenses when he gets the chance and stuff. And it's like, All right, I'll take it. And even our first round draft pick, we picked third overall in the NFL draft. We took a cornerback, and his in an interview in college, he said, "Who was the hardest person you covered ever?" And it's our 5th round pick, Quintez Cephas. So like that's the guy I'm the most interested in because it's that deep round guy that you don't know. It's just like, all right, cool, because Jones is on the last year of his contract, whatever. Like we're going to have to pull up people. And it's like, okay, well, if we got someone else to stay with Galladay in the future, if we give him this contract that everyone says we're going to do.
I read some stuff about him. He sounds like he's going to be a nice little seeker piece that they throw in there. So
I think
out of the slot.
I think the most interesting thing is is very obvious they're doing is they got their set outside guys. They got Galladay and Jones. They're lining up outside. And they're trying to figure out what to do with the rest. And I'm actually really curious to see what they're going to do with sets because, they played Arizona week 1 last year, and Arizona's doing the air raid. And I wouldn't doubt that if we would see some air raid looks a couple times this year based on the way they're lining the stuff up. Because, okay, so one of the biggest positional battles right now is who's going to do kick and punt returns. In the past, that was Agnew, who was a cornerback, but this year they're switching him to wide receiver from corner, and he's been running routes with the first team every so often. There's question of how they're going to do it, but he's competing right now against Marvin Hall, Quintez Cephas, and what's the other rookie running back that they got late. But they're going for speed, they're doing that whole They're doing that whole Kansas City thing where it's just let's get a bunch of fast guys and just see what happens. So you got your trusted, prototypical wide receivers in Jones and Galladay where it's just they're good ones. And then it's everything else, I don't know, they're fast. Fuck it. If we give them the ball, they might be able to do something. And that seems to be their strategy right now. And I kind of like it. It's okay, you got your prototypical shit with it. And then everything else seems like it's an all or nothing play where it's just just get someone who's fast and maybe they'll fucking make a play. I like it.
You're gonna, and you're talking about the air raid offense. I think you're gonna see defenses kind of switch to more of a nickel package more often than not. Most of the time, it's gonna be almost more than 60% of the, more than 60% of the time, 70%. So I think the defense will adjust to that. I think everyone's gonna try to do what the Colts are doing, or not the Colts, Cardinals but I think the smart teams, what they're going to do is do a mixture.
If you're able to do a mixture of what Kansas City does, where they have the speed, or what Baltimore does, where it's that running game. Huh? Sorry, but
with Kansas City is a special thing because Mahomes he makes a lot of that fucking work. There's a lot of that that builds on just him running out of the pocket and running some ridiculous pass.
I don't argue with that, but there's also some of that where it's just Tyreek Hill and Hardman, all those guys' speed is. So you have to respect Mahomes' running ability. So you always have to spy on him, but that speed on the rest of their team, how do you stop that? You talk about going to nickel packages, sweet, whatever. If you try to sell out the deep ball, they're going to go underneath. Try to stop the run, someone's going to beat your safety. I mean, you're kind of fucked all over, and that's I honestly think we're going to see a lot of high-scoring games this year because a lot of people had chances this offseason to really dig deep into how all those offenses have worked, and those defenses can adjust to that. But if someone innovates over that, the defenses haven't had enough offseason to adjust. I mean, this is a short offseason to adjust whatever these play callers are really going to do now. I don't know.
I have to disagree with that. I think they had just about the same amount of time. I don't think it's been anything different. There's been a groups gathering defensive linemen from all over the league at a camp that this guy threw. What's his name? From Denver, Von Miller. He threw a sack camp or something like that, and they straight up analyze tape and all this kind of shit, and they're still doing shit. They're still they talked about how to defend against a Patrick Mahomes style of offense, air raid offense, and stuff like that. They're like, we got to get quicker. Everyone's got to get faster because everyone else is getting top speed on the offense, and like we're just busy looking at people.
Yeah.
We got to start running with them. Like that's it. That's point final, and it's gonna happen. Like you're gonna see. I think defense is gonna be tighter this year. I don't think it's gonna be as high scoring as you think.
Yeah, I will say this
season.
much: the one thing you can't scheme against is the talent of like a Mahomes, like Lamar Jackson has that speed where it's just like I've seen so many times where he runs with Ingram and like it's just like, oh, you come for me and you toss it to him and like all that shit. Like you have to respect that so much that Brown can get just wide open in the secondary. But he doesn't have what Mahomes has where it's like, oh, I'm scurrying. I'm going to do a no-look behind the back pass like that is like dime in your hands. Like, where the fuck did that come from? You can't scheme against some random shit like that. And that was always what made like Aaron Rodgers, as much as I want to say, fuck the Packers. As much as I want to say, fuck Aaron Rodgers, the thing that always made him good is, and I'm sorry that everyone's giving all the credit to the Cowboys right now, Mike McCarthy gave up as a coach at some point on him. And it's just like, here we go. We're going to run this play. It's going to break down. That's when you work best. Just throw it to fucking Devontae Adams. I don't care. I'm going to go eat some cheese curds, like.
No, he really gave up. Like, he really gave up trying to coach Aaron Rodgers. And you could tell there was that last season they were together. He looked like he had heartburn the whole fucking McCarthy. Looked like he had
probably
heartburn.
Did. Have you ever been to Wisconsin?
like, he was just biting his tongue the whole time there. He wanted to fucking give it to Rodgers. But, I mean, he played great. Like, you can't hate him. Like, you can't hate Rodgers. Like, as much as I'm a Bears fan, and when they were talking about him coming to the Bears or possible trade to the Bears, which will never happen, but I was like, maybe, yeah, sure, why not? He could move in the pocket. He can, okay. He couldn't fucking read a defense.
We talk mad shit, but the guy obviously knows what he's doing. He deserves his profession. Let's put it that way. Yeah. He deserves his position in the NFL. The only thing I will say about him for fantasy, though, we haven't really got into Rodgers talk this year. Rodgers has been slowly moving his way up the boards. I am starting to question what the offense is going to look like for the Packers this year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, it didn't look like it meshed well at times last season. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it looked good. And then, there's that whole thing with, they drafted the fucking quarterback in the first round and it threw Rodgers off. So there might be he might be playing with a lot of spite this year. And like,
but my point was like, what is it going to look like? So, their coach used to be the Titans coach, and the Titans offensive coordinator, and like what he always was trying to do was he was always calling it smash mouth football, and is just trying to push stuff up. And what did they do in this draft? They got like the biggest motherfucking running back I've ever seen in my life. He is
big.
I wish I need like a producer or something to be able to just pull up that image of him on the sidelines, because that guy is fucking ginormous. But like,
he's got some thighs. That motherfucker's thighs are like 2 of my heads.
But like, this is a guy who coached Derrick Henry unsuccessfully for a bunch of years, let me add. But like Derrick Henry for a bunch of years, and I think that's what he wants is like a ground and pound, push for those yards, and then every so often let Aaron Rodgers do his thing, which everyone says that like you want to do that. But like, if he's successful for fantasy and Aaron Rodgers is still pretty much thrown to Devontae Adams, in my opinion, I am sorry that I'm not a Equanimeous St. Brown believer or fucking what's the other dude's name?
You don't need to say
Lazard, Alan Lazard.
Oh, Lazard, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I'm not a believer in those guys. I feel like they're good enough to be in the NFL, but they're nothing special. If they actually just with a Aaron Jones, like if they really successfully set up this run game, then the way that I think they want to play, I think that people are going to be a little disappointed in Aaron Rodgers as a fantasy option.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's your question.
yes, why haven't been talking about the Lions during my segment?
What about DeAndre Swift? What's up with him? Is he okay?
DeAndre Swift sounds like he's fine. It's his rookie season. He got a little banged up. He has been in practice, but it's like, limited basis. They're only a week out from the game. I think I said this last week. If you are drafting DeAndre Swift for fantasy, be prepared to be disappointed. I personally will end up with DeAndre Swift in almost every fantasy team I have this year. And you know why? I'm going to pick him up of waivers about week 8. DeAndre Swift is not the starting running back week 1 against the Bears.
Okay.
Kerryon Johnson.
How many carries?
Huh?
How many carries do you think he's going to get?
Win the whole season?
Like a game?
Or game.
I'm
guessing to start.
Let's start with week 1.
Week 1, probably 3 carries. That's my guess. Okay. They took him in the second
I'll take
round.
the over.
Huh?
I'll take the over on that 3 carries.
You're probably right, but I don't know. I'm guessing this. Then this is what a point I brought up last week, and I cannot stress this enough. Matt Patricia had Kerryon Johnson his rookie season. Similar draft capital. Swift was a higher in the second round, but they're both second round picks. We had LeGarrette fucking Blount as our starting running back week 1. This is like a 32-year-old LeGarrette Blount, but it's a trust thing. And do you trust DeAndre Swift, who has never played a game in the NFL, to go up against Eddie Jackson and was it Amos? Just return. Well, I wasn't getting to Mac yet because I was saving the best for last. No, but I'm saying though.
Amos is in Green Bay. Fuck that guy.
Oh, did you switch teams? I'm sorry. Who just returned to practice for you guys? Someone just returned for practice on your defense today. I forget. But my point.
Robert Quinn.
Okay, but my point being, you have one of the best defensive lines in football, and I'm almost guessing that on a lot of these plays, if it's a passing play, one of them will get through. I didn't bring up Mac because everyone knows Mac. We are probably going to double team him, on the line. It's dumb if we don't.
And you got Robert Quinn on the other side. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you were coaching week 1 with a quarterback with a fucking glass back spine, do you put in DeAndre Swift, who's like a finesse style running back, who's never really had to really, push it down in the like?
Well, what the fuck is Kerryon Johnson?
Honestly,
Johnson's the same thing.
As of right now, I see Bo Scarborough, who finished off our season last year, playing a lot of snaps.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think you guys are going to get more than 50 yards in the fucking ground against the Bears.
I don't doubt it either, but I don't think they're going to do. I don't think they're going to try. I think we're going to try some sweeps and stuff with you, but like trying to fucking line it straight down the middle, it's.
Yeah.
We play you twice every year. We know who you fucking have on personnel, all right?
Yeah.
Honestly.
All right. What else?
Let me just say this though. DeAndre Swift, end of season is probably going to be good. He's going to take over for Kerryon, if not for injury, for skill play. Like there's a reason we took him as high as we did. But don't expect him to do shit week 1. He's a rookie. He's a rookie with no offseason. There was no OTAs this year. Like, does he really understand picking up? Like, does he really understand picking up an extra assignment when something's missed on that line? Like, I just don't see it. Like, I don't understand how people don't see this. You don't fucking throw a rookie to the wolves like that. I don't know. That's me.
Yeah, I get you. But yeah.
All right, let's end this shit.
Yards top.
Tight ends, all you have to know is T.J. Hawkinson's entering his second year. He flashed at times last year. He probably will be fantasy relevant for a bunch of games. He has a great draft pedigree, but also just remember that it's the Lions and they have a bunch of targets, and so don't expect him to be the number one target. He will never have more targets than Galladay and Jones. Honestly, he might not even have more targets than Amendola. Amendola is tried and true. He's our slot, and he gets targeted. Hawkinson might, he might break out, but his breakout is still not. He's not Kittle. He's not something like that. So for fantasy, don't do that. For Lions fan,
I like Hawkinson.
I think he's a good player, but I'm just saying there's too many.
I like Hawkinson.
There's too many mouths to feed on my team. I've watching this, and my other note in there is everyone forgets about Jesse James. Jesse James is out there all the time. He can block pretty well. We do two tight end sets all the time.
Steelers, right?
Huh? Yeah, he used to be with the Steelers. And, he's been fantasy relevant in the past.
Steelers, yeah.
And, this is the second season with him. We know who the fuck he is. We use Jesse James. So it's like, I think Hawkinson's got a good future. Don't just expect to pick him up.
Yeah, I think
Don't.
Yeah, I like your boy.
He went to college with Fant. They were the same draft class from the same team, and everyone said Hawkinson was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were the same. They're not the same kind of player, but Hawkinson was the better, all around tight end. But Fant was the better player. But if you're picking tight ends this year, Fant is in the better position to succeed.
Yeah, I like Noah Fant. I was debating on making him a keeper, but in the dynasty league,
you don't have to debate it now. You could Fant, if you have Fant on your team, he could break out this year, and you have him on his team because that's apparently how COVID year works.
So I could change my keepers later on. It's fine.
We're not allowed. No, keepers are frozen. You can make trades.
No, after this season, or will our keepers still be?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it at the end of the year, but how we left Taco Squad was, oh shit, COVID's happening. I don't want to touch this team because I don't know what the fuck this season's going to be, and there's too much money on the line. Everyone doesn't want to lose money.
No, yeah.
All right, so kicker talk. Matt Prater's still fucking golden. He was doing 60-something yarders during practices the other day. We're fine on a kicker. Huh?
Fuck kickers. Fucking done with kickers.
Yeah. And here's the final thing I want to say about the Lions. Huh?
Isn't he an alcoholic? Matt Prater, isn't he?
He lost his job in Denver because he got drunk at Derby once. You know what? But I'm not going to talk shit because you and I got drunk at Derby once. We've never even been to the Derby part. We just got drunk at Derby, Oh,
yeah. That happened multiple times. Yeah, I like Derby.
Yeah, shout out to everyone from Louisville.
Cheers to you guys. Louisville. Marty Party. Jeremy. Everybody else. I can't remember names.
This is my last point about the Lions, though. I actually think the reason I think the Lions are going to be better this year, everything I have read is this is the first time in the Patricia era that the team has bought in. It started with the whole protest thing the other week where the Lions were the first ones to do cancel practice for social justice stuff. But that day you saw a bunch of stuff where it's this wasn't a couple of young black guys saying yes, we should do this stuff. It was a team talking together. It's just we are a family. It was more of that was the decision. Obviously other teams did that where it's just if you saw the people talking in that, it was, the white players in the team were just these are my brothers. I'm with them. I've heard what they said and we stand with them. There's this solidarity. But since then, everything you hear is that in the past years, you had all these veterans who were just Patricia's a dick apparently. But this is the first year you're not hearing oh, there's a fight in the locker room. They got rid of all the people who were fighting back. Apparently, Darius Slay, as talented as he was, he didn't want to hear it because he's fucking, all pro. And yeah, okay, shipped his ass off. And it's yes, we could use the talent, but the team's a team now.
Yeah, they totally, he went in there and he had to figure out how to change the culture, with installing a new culture. And it's the Belichick culture kind of thing. And now with all this COVID and Black Lives Matter stuff happening, I think it changed him a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't think he was like that before. I think he's kind of recognizing, being in Detroit now, what it's kind of more like. You know, he was in New England most of the time. He didn't live in Detroit.
Yeah, he also had to watch Belichick do anything. So it's like, well, this is what a coach, one of the best coaches in history, does.
Yeah.
And probably by year 3, it's just like, okay, I have to adjust if I want to keep my job.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Well, that's that too. Yeah, but I think he's getting an open eye. They were the first ones to step up and cancel practice.
Yep.
And then they used their time to talk on NFL Network.
Yeah.
On them and the Ravens. They both used their NFL Network time on TV to, you know, let the players take the mic one by one and just say what they got to say about what's going on. I thought that was really fucking cool that they were the first ones to do it. Like, hey, the Lions are canceling practice, and then all the other teams started following suit. You know, so like, it was nice. It was nice to see. It was like, okay, cool. You're doing something. This is bigger than just taking a knee. You guys are you're using your airtime to talk. It was cool. I respect the Lions for starting that. I think they should get like huge praise for starting it.
I appreciate that. Like, as a Lions fan, I do appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
No, but like I do feel like that's.
And I don't like Patricia.
I know, but I do feel like that's what's kind of getting lost in all this stuff. Like, I know we had kind of a bit we wanted to do earlier, but we just didn't have enough time because we were talking about earlier seeing all the ridiculous shit on the internet. We just didn't have time to like compile it up all because. Spoiler alert, we don't make money off of this show. We're just doing this from our bedrooms. You know, like we don't have people to pull clips for us. But like the things we see on the internet are just so fucking fucked up. And it's just like at the end of the day, you got to remember these players are all like in their 20s. They're just young people seeing the world around them. And it's like, can you help but fault them for like you can't fault them for anything that they're trying to do right now because all they can do is see the world around them and react to it. And all these people are like, oh, you know, stand up in your anthem, all this stuff. It's like, man, they just saw multiple black dudes murdered in very, very clear HD videos. Like, there's 4K phones now. I mean, like, it's you can debate all the shit on the other side of it, but at the end of the day, it's just like, man, this is kind of fucked up. Do you guys feel like, you know, doing our job today? And it's like, man, like, these are fucking human beings, man. Like, let them have their emotions. I'm sorry it doesn't agree with your politics.
No, yeah. You know, like I said, big shout out to the Lions for that because that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool for them. They started a new movement, and it's, you know, it kind of launched. It went all the way into the NBA, man. Like it hit all the leagues. The NHL even. They were the last ones. The NHL was the last ones to postpone anything. But the NBA jumped in before all the NFL teams were in on it. Like, you know, and it was cool. It was nice to see. But yeah. So.
Yeah, that's it for Lions. I think that there might actually be a team this year because they're finally a team and not just a bunch of people who seem angry. So now we start a new segment. This one is, do we have a name for this? It's just up and down side.
Up, downside. Up, downside. One word. Up, down. I should write that as one word. But
up,
yeah,
downside.
Up,
okay.
All right. So this segment is all about, you know, week one's coming up. So these are my down and up picks for, you know, your quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end positions. All right. And you could take wide receiver and running backs into, you know, your flex positions as well. You could consider that. So we're going to start off with QB. We already talked about this guy a lot. I am down on Matthew Stafford for week one because he faces a ridiculous, and he faces the Bears defense that is angry about last season. Khalil Mack specifically said, I want to eat my quarterbacks this year. I want to eat them. I want to eat my quarterbacks this year.
Well, unfortunately, that will get him suspended. So I'm not sure if you want that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking this is why I think the rest of the season for Stafford is fucked up, because I think Stafford is going to be the first one to look at this super angry defense, get smashed, and that'll be the end of the thing. He's projected at 15.4 points for week 1 on ESPN, regular standard PPR leagues. So I'm going to take under on the 15.4 and start a quarterback who has a very easier matchup, more average matchup for a quarterback. That doesn't include getting killed, anything. I'd rather play Tom Brady in that first week than play Matthew Stafford. You got anything to retort that?
I can't argue your logic. I mean, you don't play. I'm not going to call Stafford mediocre quarterback, but you don't play like the non-star quarterbacks against good defenses when you don't have to, and I don't think you have to play Matthew Stafford against the Bears. If you pick up Matthew Stafford, you picked him up late in your draft, like when it didn't fucking matter anymore, and you could probably have other options as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, Stafford's going to probably get better as the year goes on if he doesn't get injured, but I'm telling you right now, I think he gets 16 points.
Oh, so you're taking the over, all right.
I'm taking the over. I don't think he puts down like an amazing game, but based on how we played you last year, the fact that like, do you remember the Thanksgiving game where I think it was David Blau just drops that one throw to Galladay just wide open in your secondary, and it was just like, oh, where did that just fucking come from? I see a couple of those. I mean.
I get you.
Like, don't count them out too much. Like, I know you guys got a good defense, but you guys aren't like the 86 Bears or
I'm counting them out. 85, get it right. 85 Bears. Don't get that wrong again. I will fucking cut you.
Screw that. I'm gonna go as high as 18. Stafford scores 18.
I'm just so you know, I'm noting this. All right,
I know.
So we can
go back to this. Stafford has 18 points. By the way, 18 points isn't really that good for fantasy. So Tom Brady, who do they have week 1? That you picked Tom Brady as your week 1 pick?
Oh gosh, I didn't even look. I did look. I can't remember.
I hope you would look, because if they have like San Francisco week 1, that'd be weird.
Yeah. No, I would normally have this up, but I'm trying to ease my.
I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, see who has the week 1, and I've got the live feed going on the phone.
Oh, New Orleans Saints. That could be interesting.
That's gonna be a shootout.
That could be a shootout. Saints have a good offense. Honestly, that's actually a very good like metaphor for our election this year, which is 2 old guys just slinging it out there trying to beat each other.
So on the up, on my upside down segment, on the up for QB, I got Josh Allen against the Jets in Buffalo. The Jets suck entirely.
You can't argue with that.
No, I can't argue with it. And they suck against the run. So Josh Allen can run the ball. I think he's going to have 4 total touchdowns in this game.
How many of those are running?
2 running, 2 passing. Okay, he's projected at 18.7 on ESPN, and again, standard PPR format. I'm taking the over on that because I think he's going to snap week 1. I might, depending on what I draft, I think I might possibly try to aim at Josh Allen at some point to pick him up just for this specific matchup, because it's golden to me. I think he's going to snap, and he's going to come out with fucking big-ass fucking boxing gloves and just knock it all out. I think he's going to be good. I don't know. What do you think?
So number 1, Josh Allen, I think has better targets now than he ever has. He's had some deep targeting issues in the past. That being said, I have no faith in the Jets this year. I do think that the Jets are going to be trash of a team, but what I am worried about is the I mean, as far as week 1 goes, I can't argue with anything you said. Everything you said is very logical. The only other scenario I can see is the one where the Bills actually made the playoffs last year partially because they had a good defense. And if their defense holds strong, second year for Delvin Singletary, but they then spent good draft capital on Zach Moss. And
yeah, I'm very high on that kid. He's going to be good too.
So when
me off because I got Devin in the dynasty league.
Yeah.
So it's going to hurt him, but
you see my point though is like, you know, the classic 85 Bears method where it's just like, well, our defense is good. We're just going to run the clock out by just running it down your throat if you can't stop us. And if they do good enough there, I mean, obviously there might be a couple design runs for Josh Allen. Like, but if all of his are running yards and then maybe he gets like a touchdown to like one player, it might not be enough. So I say your best hopes for this to come true is for the Jets to put up a fight.
What do you think Allen's going to be? What do you think Allen's going to get?
Allen during this game?
He's projected 18.7. So
whose projections
I'm
are these?
taking notes.
Whose projections are these, by the way? I'm just curious.
These are ESPN projections on standard PPR format.
Cool.
Now I just got an idea of this, Cody. I'm taking notes for you on what you're picking. I just over and under. You want to go over or under?
I'm going over. Over.
Okay.
On the
so this is what we're going to do, Cody. Check this out.
So I'm going over. I'm going over on the
You
QB. Hold on a second. I'm going over on the Stafford QB, and I'm going under on the Josh Allen up. And then I'm guessing. Can I guess on what you're going to say? You're going to say that you want to do a competition based on who gets more over under.
Yes.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Yes. I'll keep track of it. All right. I'm going to keep you in red. I'm going to put a different color on mine. And then I'm talking about our spreadsheet over here that we got going on.
Oh, if you notice, we keep both looking over the second monitor off camera. We're not talking to you anymore, people who may or may not be watching, because apparently my viewer counter isn't working. I only know that because people have commented to me. People have commented to me without me seeing if people are there or not. Shout out to anyone watching. If anyone's watching, we'll give you a shout out. Just comment something.
I got one person.
Nice.
I don't know who that is.
So let me just say this. Do you want to just do like a weekly bet? Like, I don't know, just make it something simple.
No. We're going to do record.
Oh, your record?
So, like, if you win, under and over, you get a one win for that. For Josh Allen, if you get the under, you get a win for that. And we're going to go like wins, like 2 wins, 3 losses, 2 wins, 3 losses.
So we're just going to keep this week for week? I'll just make it.
Pick 2 players from each position.
All right, but I think we need to make this a bet. Do you want just to end a year who has the most?
Bet? Oh, you want to bet? What do you want to bet? You want to bet a belt? Like a fantasy belt for picks only?
No, I was going to bet money. I don't know what this belt thing is.
Or money.
I don't have
a
belt.
Trophy. I haven't had a trophy in a while.
You just want a trophy? Oh, fine. I'll make you a trophy. One. Okay, fine. Whoever wins gets a trophy.
Okay. Yeah, and the other person's got to make it for them.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, all right.
So
and $20. So I give you a.
Okay, there you go. So is this as end of season records?
Okay.
Okay, fine. So whatever. I'm fine with Josh Allen getting. Oh man, now I'm under on the 18. That actually doesn't sound as good now, but whatever. Fuck it, we're doing it. This is also the time of night that I realize it's like I'm starting to get John into betting territory. So it's like if I throw stuff out like, I bet you the Bears don't win the NFC North this year. I bet you money. The Bears don't win the NFC North.
So if
he ignored it
because I already picked mine. I already picked mine. Yeah, I did totally. So I already picked my over and unders for the segment.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to go under on what's projected, we gotta decide what we want to do there. When we
Well, if
get
it's
to that.
under, then we just
Okay.
both win or we both lose. It just goes to a thing. We can pick the same
Okay.
thing,
All right,
but it just
all right,
counts.
yeah,
to
you're right.
Yeah, because I'm telling you right
Okay.
now, you're down for.
All right, cool. You're right.
Can I just say this one because I will just start this out. He says Le'Veon Bell is playing Buffalo, which I just says has a good defense. I was just talking about how I want to be I don't see anything wrong with what you're saying about Josh Allen against a shitty team, except for they're a fucking shitty team. And he's downplaying Le'Veon Bell right now, which Le'Veon Bell, if you have not been following the news, has been getting in fights with Adam Gase, who is notorious with just trying to put a message to the running backs, where it's just like you see people like Kenyon Drake, who goes to Arizona after years of being under Gase and on the Dolphins, and all of a sudden does well. And it's like, why didn't he do shit there? It's just like, well, I don't know, because when he was in Miami, Drake actually looked all right. Maybe Gase is a bad coach. I don't know. He used to be a coach for the Bears. What do you think? What do you think of Gase?
I think Gase is a fucking retard. Oh, sorry, that's not politically correct.
Whatever. It's live.
I think he's a piece of shit. I think he's got crazy eyes, man. You remember that video
Yeah, I
that shot
know,
of
I know.
him? He's on some shit. I don't know what the fuck it is, but that dude is on some shit. All right. So what do you? Okay, his over under is at 11.8. What are you doing, Cody?
I want to do under. So you have 11.8 as the projection, and I want to do under. And honestly, the main reason I'm doing under is less about Le'Veon Bell and it's more about Adam Gase. I have a feeling, just based on the training camp rumors, everyone's just glowing about like, oh, look at how great Frank Gore, the 38-year-old Frank Gore, is, like the timeless classic Frank Gore. I don't doubt that they start Frank Gore week 1 because Le'Veon Bell's being the prima donna that Le'Veon Bell is, because if you guys don't know this, when Le'Veon Bell left Pittsburgh, it wasn't on good terms, partially because he thought he was underappreciated. So he went to a team that then the GM traded for them and then hired the coach. And the coach, Adam Gase, wants nothing to do with the attitude. Le'Veon Bell, and I am sorry to say this, still had, like, I know a lot of people don't believe this, still has a lot of talent. He just never had to run against a bad offensive line that's stocking when the defenses are stacking the box. Darnold has been mismanaged from fucking day one. I think Darnold, honestly, with better coaching, could have been a good quarterback in the NFL. The Jets are fucking dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I agree 100%. Anyone starting Le'Veon Bell week 1, if Le'Veon Bell's not in your flex, you're probably going to be disappointed. If I would totally put Le'Veon Bell in my flex just because the chance that he snaps off for like one run for a touchdown. I mean, you could get that 11 on.
I definitely wouldn't put Le'Veon Bell in my starting lineup at all because he's playing against Buffalo.
Yeah.
And that's the one and only reason. There's plenty of other options for you to throw in there in that flex. I'd go
theoretically. It just depends on where people drafted him. I don't know who if you picked him up as your running back 2, you might be fucked. But if you picked him up as like depth, like if you went running back Le'Veon Bell, then like, okay, cool. Maybe you have some choices. Don't fucking play him.
Yeah. So next we got Austin Eckler. He's playing at Cincinnati, and he's going to be all over the field running.
Can I ask you a quick question?
All kinds of shit. Yes.
So week 1, as far as I understand, is I don't know if anyone has fans. Have you heard anything
about what?
Anyone having fans? Because you've mentioned where they're playing at. Like, you know, usually home field advantage actually does.
Noah Fant?
No. I can see where that you could hear that now that he has just said.
Yeah.
Does anyone have fans in the stadium because of COVID?
No. There is one team. I can't remember who they are. I have to check. They're supposed to have 12,000 Fuck, was it New England? I want to say it was New England, but don't.
I won't
quote me,
coach you
have
on
to
that.
double
It's
check.
just live
But
on
that
the
was-
internet, so everyone here.
That was, yeah.
This is just
No,
like one of
well,
those
yeah, okay.
conspiracy YouTube videos where it's just like, yeah, there's going to be 12,000 people in the stands in MetLife Stadium. Also, the moon landing never happened, and the Earth's hollow, and there's lizard people.
It didn't happen. No, just kidding. No, but
But where do you feel like who is a lizard person in the NFL? That's what I want to know.
who is
Yeah.
Robert Kraft?
What is a
Robert
lizard
Kraft
person just because he gets HJs in Florida?
And Jones from Dallas, that other fucking owner, Jerry Jones, he's a fucking alien. He is not from this world. Look at his face. He's not aging the right way. He's not. I don't know. Whatever.
If John's not back here this week, next week, if John's not here, it means that he was right and he got disappeared.
Alien.
No one's saying this. Jerry Jones, a lizard person.
They took her back. Okay, Austin Eckler against Cincinnati at Cincinnati in their house. I think he's going to be all over the field. I think he's going to be fucking catching everything. He's projected at 14.3. I am taking the over on this because I think he's going to be the number one. I think there's going to be a lot of checkdowns from Tyrod Taylor. That's his game. That's what he did with Buffalo. That's when Buffalo had the fucking running backs catching everything. I think Austin Eckler is going to be fucking monster week one.
So
I think he's going to have like 20 points. Or
I
something.
hate how high the over-under is on this just because it's easy to be under that where it's just like, 80, actually, I mean like 100 yards. Wait, is this PPR?
PBR.
Yeah, so
So
full
you get a
point.
point for a catch.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that
Yeah.
part. Yeah, he's totally over this.
Yeah.
The full point PBR
Yeah.
is actually where it's just
Yeah.
like
You're
that. He
taking over
gets,
too?
if he gets 90 yards and 5 catches, which he'll get 5 catches, yeah, he's totally over that. Yeah. Full point for listener home, I hate full point PPR. It's too much point for a reception.
Really?
Yeah. My reason,
Yeah.
I had problems
Yeah, I
against
like
it
the
before one game.
decimals.
No, like I'm fine with decimal versions, but my main reason was one game.
Yeah.
This was Kristen's league that I was helping her with, but she lost a game by like 2 points,
Uh-huh.
and it was on a game that it was she was playing Saquon Barkley, who got like 10 catches that game and had like 20 fucking yards. That's 12 points,
Uh-huh.
and it was like, do you get rewarded for getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage? Yes, that's what PPR is. Oh, shit, I caught the ball. Yay. Oh, I lost yardage. That's not fucking rewardable. I understand that it makes running backs a little less important in the versus wide receivers kind of gets, faded in a non-PPR league. You need to prioritize running backs who actually are just going to carry the ball a lot more because of it. But, like, seriously, man, like, don't over-reward a wide receiver.
Catch it.
Like, don't over-reward someone getting tackled for nothing.
There are a lot of running backs to catch.
No, that's not my point. My point is,
Yeah,
so
okay.
so imagine this scenario. Your guy goes off, and he just gets a first down. It's a 1st and 10, and this guy just gets a first down right at the stick. So it's a nice 10-yard reception. It's like, oh damn, that was amazing play. Same play, you do a screen pass that gets blown up by the defense, where you just like you look over and you just chuck it over, tackled at the 0, 2nd and 10. Those are the same amount of points.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be equal.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I get it. You're right. I agree with you.
That's why I say, like, I like half point PPR.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more points for, doing some shit, but, like, it's not like I feel like 1 point is broken. It's just like, yeah, cool. Tariq Cohen's amazing in PPR, which honestly I think he's a good player, but it's just like, what are you doing? Like, he got fucked up last year. Like, honestly, if you think about it, it's because he's a receiving back specialist, and once he went out there, everyone knew what the fuck you guys were doing. It was so predictable. Like, oh, Tariq Cohen's out here. Why don't you spy on him and just make sure he doesn't get past that line of scrimmage? Oh, he'll still put up PPR points, though, because he caught the damn thing because he's Tariq Cohen.
Yeah. Yeah. So next we're going to move on off of running backs to wide receivers. And my down wide receiver is going to be A.J. Green. He's at home with the Chargers. I'm not sold on him being healthy ever again. I'm not even picking him in leagues. I'm avoiding him at all costs because I just don't want to deal with it. He's only a disappointment. If you're asking me, he's only going to be a disappointment, period. He's projected at 11.5. I am taking the under because I'm not even sure he's going to play the full game. He might play even half the snaps. So I'm taking the under.
You're going to hate what I'm going to say here.
11.5.
You're going to hate what I'm going to say, but I'm going to go under on this, but for completely different reasons. But no, I mean, hey, you should be like, you should
Green guy.
No, but you should appreciate that I'm agreeing with you. But I'm agreeing for slightly different reasons. Number one, the Chargers defense has had some injuries this offseason already, and they're like kind of struggling. But more important is this is game one of a rookie quarterback starting week one. This is the first game of the number one pick in the 2020 draft who has a limited offseason going against.
He's not.
Joe Burrow starting.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So Joe Burrow has no.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Taylor.
No. This is Joe Burrow taking number one overall in the 2020 draft, and he has no chemistry with anyone, period, coming into the season. So who knows actually who his number one target is? Like, I don't doubt that there's going to be a lot of checkdowns, figuring it out. They don't just try to run it to death and just try to make it through the day, just lots of handoffs. A.J. Green, if he's healthy, he's still only around like 31, I think, or something like that. If he is healthy, he could still do some shit. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't trust it in week one. I don't trust it in week one of a rookie quarterback, so I'm going to go under just because I feel like that's a safer bet. I could totally see a world where he gets, 2 catches and a touchdown, and that's enough for in a PPR league. 2 catches is 2 points. So all I have to do is get 9.5 points on that touchdown and yardage. It's like, yeah, I can see him going over easy on 2 catches, but like it's a rookie quarterback in his first game. I don't know, man. I don't want to. If we're gambling, and we are gambling, apparently, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that gambling.
A trophy and $20.
Yeah.
You taking the under?
Yeah, and I'm taking the under. And I just read, spoiler alert, I'm taking the over on this next one because I'm sorry, Jacksonville is trash.
Okay, so on my up for wide receiver this year, I'm taking the up on T.Y. Hilton at Jacksonville. Okay, this is the Colts at Jacksonville. This is a boom play. If you're playing daily fantasy, you want to look at T.Y. Hilton on this first week matchup. Jacksonville doesn't care. They want to lose. They're planning on dumping this whole season. T.Y. is going deep multiple times in this matchup. He's only projected at 13.2. I think he's going to possibly be like top 5 wide receiver week one fantasy wise.
Honestly,
now, hold on. I have to go pee really quick. So you're going to say what you're going to say. When I come back, I'm going to ask you if you're up or over.
Okay, cool. So what he says makes 100% sense to me. Does this work? No. Whatever. What makes sense to me, though, more than anything, is Jacksonville just got rid of their safety today. They've been trading around parts ever there. I mean, they had the best 1-2 combination of cornerbacks like a year ago. They have just been getting rid of people, and at this point, morale actually comes into play at some point. Some people want to play for pride, but some people are just like you have to know they're in rebuild. They're going for number 1 pick next year. That has to weigh heavy in your head, and like you might have someone like Minshew with his mustache being like, yeah, we're going to rally. You know, that the movie Major League mentality is like, oh, they want us to fail. Fuck you, we're going to do the best. Saxonville's gone. T.Y. Hilton has no rapport with Phillip Rivers, who I don't even know can throw the deep ball anymore. That being said, T.Y. Hilton, as old he is, 30, 31, is still the best wide receiver on his team. 13 points seems low to me.
So what's your up and over?
My last line, and I will repeat in clear slow motion for the listener at home, 13.2 seems really low for me.
Yeah. Oh, so you're taking the over too, huh?
I'm taking the over on that, and like honestly, I hadn't even really looked that far. I almost want to play daily fantasy week 1 just to play that T.Y. Hilton. I have no idea what he's worth in there, but that seems so obvious to me because like Jacksonville, I don't know what they're even trying to do this season, but they gutted their defense, and it's like you can go back and listen to everything I said, but I'm just repeating myself. But it's like, man, I can honestly see him getting over 20 in that easy PPR point, like a full point PPR. I can see him getting 8 catches there. That's 8 points right there. He's going to have more than 50 fucking yards on that. He get a touchdown on top of that. Like, I know he doesn't know Phillip Rivers. He just met him. He's probably trying to learn the kids' names right now.
Yeah. Or remember them.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I feel like out of everything we've gone over so far, I think that's the lock. If you want to just highlight like that as just like the dub pick of the week, it's just like, wow, when you put it out there like that, it's just like, yeah, I don't know how everyone in the NFL, I mean, anyone. No, I mean, you picked it out. I haven't looked at this shit yet, but that one just that one just feels like, well, why the fuck wouldn't I play T.Y. Hilton, the number 1 target on a good team?
Yeah. And I, honestly, when I'm playing daily fantasy, he's like average around 56 to 5,300 between FanDuel and DraftKings.
So he's not near the top.
No, like he's a good cheap buy if you're looking to make up some points in daily fantasy when you're trying to aim at those high end quarterbacks. Definitely look at T.Y. I think he's going to be a hit as long as he stays nice and safe and uninjured before the first week.
Yeah.
I'm in love with him right now. So yeah. So let's move on to tight ends.
All right, cool. I've already read yours, and I cannot argue with this at all. I'm going to go pee and get a beer.
Okay. So you're going to go. Okay. So, all right. So I wasn't expecting that. Anyways, so I'm going down on tight ends on O.J. Howard and Rob Gronkowski. Okay. These 2 tight ends teamed up with Evans and Godwin. And on top of that, you got Ronald Jones and Fournette now. Like, there's just too much happening right now in Tampa Bay. They're going to have their weeks or whatnot, but I'm not going to swing at them week 1 and hope that, one of them hits on a touchdown, because that's what you're basically looking at. When you're looking at these 2 tight ends, one of them is definitely going to score. Which one, you don't know. But there's not only that, like, you're getting yards. So they're both, OJ's projected at 4.2 points and Gronk's at 8.8. Now, I took the under on both because there's just not enough volume of targets that I think are going to happen. Now, if this offense resembles anything Jameis Winston did, minus the turnovers, then there'll be a lot more opportunities. But, like, again, now you have Gronk. Now you have Leonard Fournette. Like, you're not going to be passing the ball all that much when you got these guys. It's just, or you're going to be running the ball more when you got these guys, because it just creates different matchups where your running backs are going to have a lot more holes to run through because you got Gronk and O.J. Howard running slant routes or running into the field. Like, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. of an offense, but not for the tight end position. So I'm going under on both of these guys. Again, OJ Howard is at 4.2, and Gronk is at 8.8. Again, under on both. Cody, you up or over?
So here's my question. This is when I first read this, like I feel like you're setting me up in that classic bet scenario where you're giving me the unfair advantage. I can totally see. So Tom Brady loves the shit out of a tight end. Are you giving me the option that one of them will be over? But I don't have to pick which one because
yeah, you could say.
I'll say one will be over.
So OJ.
I just want to say one will be over because I think one of them gets a touchdown. A touchdown, if you don't know this, in a PPR league.
That depends. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, so a touchdown in a PPR league is 6 points for the touchdown, however many yards it is, and then 1 point for that reception. So you have 7 points just for catching it in the end zone. If that is a 16-yard touchdown, an 18-yard touchdown, I'm already there. That's what I'm saying is I'm saying one goes over, and I don't know which one it is, and I would never play either of them because of that. Does that make sense to you? I'm willing to bet.
So which one? You got to say which one. You
No.
got to say who's over and who's under.
Ah, fuck you.
I said both under.
I say OJ Howard gets the
on
touchdown.
there. That's the way I had it. OJ over. Gronk under. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Shit, who are they playing week 1 again?
Hey, so I fucking no. You're supposed to look at it. Did you see it?
Oh wait, no, that was the Saints, right?
So So for this one, we're gonna get 2 points. One might be negative. One might be one win or loss for each of these. Okay, just so you're no.
Actually, can I flip them? I'm feeling better. I feel like, okay, so let's think about this. If you're really trying to set yourself up as a team, do you think you're Arians and you're like, I know we haven't been using Gronk much, but let's put him out here and we're going to get him a fucking touchdown. I'm going to give Gronk goes over, OJ's under. I'm telling you right now, one of them goes over and it's one touchdown. Like, your logic, I think you're getting a lot better at this shit because, like, I can't argue with you on any of your logic. I actually hate the idea of how high Gronk's going in a lot of these drafts because people think he's still fucking Gronk. OJ Howard is a better fucking receiver at this point in his career. Like, Gronk is Gronk. He's also been out of the league for like 2 years. Come on, man. I know he has some kind of like he's got some kind of rapport with fucking Brady, but there's too many mouths to feed. There's just too much going on in that offense. I mean, they just, spent all that time trying to get a running game going with it. It's like you try to pick an easy bet in fantasy. That's my opinion. Like, that's the best strategy. You pick the easiest bet. And it's just like you pick a team where, like, in the past, there's just like, well, of course, DeAndre Hopkins is one of the top 3 picks in if you're picking a wide receiver, because there was like no one else. Even when Fuller was there, it's just like there's just not really anyone to compete against him now that he's with Arizona. That's why he's dropping. You want those guys who are just so fucking good that they're going to succeed anyways. And there's not people who are just going to fucking take it away. And OJ Howard and Gronk, man, like,
no,
they're going to eat each other's fucking fantasy relevance. And I want to, like, I'm staying as far away from that and everything. You can't predict that.
Right. No, I can't, but I can say this. OJ Howard has been overvalued in fantasy multiple times. And he hasn't really shown up like entirely like he should be able to. He's got an awesome physique for the position. He can do pretty much everything. He just hasn't been doing it. Now, that said, Ron Gronkowski is coming back from not playing at all, being injured, and trying to work back into shape again. I don't think he's going to be anything of what he used to be. And on top of that, you had these other motherfuckers catching the ball. It's not just the wide receivers and tight ends. The running backs are going to be catching the ball all the fucking time. I guarantee you that. That's one of the things Tom Brady did. Like, he also liked throwing to the running backs, Deion, whatever the fuck, and, he likes that. He feels that's his safe spot. You can tell he's all cuddling comfortable there. So I don't see, like, a lot of these slant routes. No, they got Ron Gronkowski to run down the fucking field. They don't want him in the middle getting hurt or anything. That's not going to happen. OJ can't run in the middle.
Yeah, at the same time, one of the things I will say that, like, a lot of people hyping up Tom Brady this year, I cannot remember a time in his career that he's been this loaded with weapons.
No. Yeah, it's scary.
I feel like Edelman's always been overrated. Like, I feel like Edelman was just the guy who was fucking there. But, like, I mean, back in the day, he had Randy Moss, but then after that, like, they would just constantly go out and get, like, who's 30 years old and the teams don't trust him more, and we'll give him a 1-year contract and you can go get a Super Bowl ring, and be like, okay, cool, Deion Branch, come on over. Just random. Right? It's just like, okay, come on over, guys, let's do this. And, like, he was always just working with, like, this, like, horrible like association of, like, just old guys like Demaryius Thomas. So you're not getting target over. Get over here, we'll trade for you.
Right. So yeah, okay. So the up on the tight end that I picked, all right, is Austin Hooper, who's now with Cleveland. He's playing alongside a decent wide receivers, but they're not great. So it's going to open up targets for him. Yeah, he's got what's his face? Goddamn,
it's in your show notes. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but I just looked at it.
Oh yeah,
David
Junku, whatever the fucking call's name is.
It's in your show notes. Just read your show notes.
Yeah, but I think Junku's a bigger mass of a man, and I think they're mainly going to use him as a blocking tight end while Hooper's running routes. I don't think they're going to try. And Njoku's a good blocker. Like, he's not a bad blocker right now. Like, he's decent. But Austin Hooper's projection is at 8.1. Now, Baker loves the tight ends. He loves them. He throws to them all the time last year. But there was multiple tight ends, so you couldn't really, stream one even, because you just don't know what's going on. This is unstable. Austin Hooper is going to be a stable catching tight end. That's what he's there for. He's not there to block. He's not there to do anything else. I think he's going to snap. And he's projected at 8.1. I'm taking the over on this one just because of his fucking hands. This guy's hands are like fucking. Have you seen them? They're like.
I know what Austin Hooper is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Someone's calling. Who do you think this is?
Kind of late. Not my wife. Probably my wife. What the fuck are you still doing?
Hello, you're on Set Your Lineup. Who's this?
What's going on, man? I got a question for you. This is Dave.
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
What's up, Dave?
No, not too bad. I had a question. I'm not sure what's going on in Jacksonville and the RB situation. Now
Don't worry, Jacksonville doesn't know either.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, no one knows, but I'm like, what's your guys' opinion? Is who's your best shot at taking over RB1 over there?
So, I don't know if you want to go first. My opinion is the only person you can even own in fantasy is Thompson. I don't think he's RB1. He's more of the passing downs thing, but like other than that, so Thompson, he's going to get injured at some point, but he's the only one who actually has a history with anyone. And I've on this show, I have said in the past, I don't trust rookies who haven't had a full off season just immediately week one taking over. But that's the only one who actually has anything. Everything else is just like, I don't see. I mean, honestly, Jacksonville's going to suck. All right. So they're not going to have a lot of running yards to begin with. That's my opinion. Thompson's the only one you can start.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I drafted Thompson a while ago.
If you absolutely have to. Yeah, if you absolutely have to, like, in the later rounds you want to look at Thompson, but like if there's going to be other options there. You can drop Thompson and pick somebody else who can possibly contribute more than whatever you're going to get from any running back coming out of Jacksonville. They're tanking the season. They're not trying to win nothing. They're going to be running a lot, but it's going to be they're going to have a committee. Whoever's they're not going to have a solid starter. It's not going to be anything that you want to start in any fantasy league, in my opinion. I would rather, dig through the Patriots running back, tree to see what the fuck they got going on, which is also disappointing. But
at some point, isn't like Chris Thompson? He's gonna get hurt, like you were just saying.
Yeah, he always gets hurt.
There's gotta be a breakout at some point in the season. So
you would think that, but on Mike's. Go ahead. So it's finished. I'm sorry.
Well, there was a Rykel Armstead, and then there was some other name that I couldn't pronounce. Like, what's the actual three guys in the lineup that you would put over Chris? Like, take Chris Thompson out.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you pick between those other two? The Rykel Armstead or the other guy? I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I'm actually drawing a blank on his name too, but like rookie guy. This is what I want to say. Like we've talked about this earlier in this episode. I am like, just from personal experience playing fantasy for a bunch of years, I am definitely afraid of shitty teams' running backs. And like we were just talking about with Le'Veon Bell earlier, and just because you correctly name the best running back on a shitty team doesn't mean you should start that player. It's just you just found the shitty running back that's getting the most points on a shitty team that's not going to win you a week. And at the end of the day, it's like TLC says, don't chase waterfalls. All right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like at the
I'm looking for like a diamond in the rough kind of outbreak thing, and I don't want to take up most of your guys' time.
If you're looking for a diamond in the rough, like if you can get him, Zach Moss, who we talked about earlier in Buffalo, he's going to be splitting carries with Devin Singletary. I guarantee you, he will have more points than playing anybody on Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And he might have some breakout games. You might have to pick him maybe in the mid rounds as opposed to in the later rounds. But he'd be worth it, and he's a better option than trying to pick somebody out of Jacksonville. Are you a Jacksonville fan or something, or?
No, I'm just wondering because you go ahead and say Jacksonville is obviously tanking or not. That's a different story than the actual players that are trying to put out good tape for a potential other landing spot. So the guys will be trying. It's just that they may be tanking, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be giving up as individual players. So someone's going to want to try and break out.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's hard to break out when they're going to obviously have a committee. Like when you try to break down your team and collapse the season, they turn more to a committee approach. So they don't have to start let's say they really like one of their players, but they don't want to play him every day, but they still want to tank the season. What they're going to do is they're going to make it a run by committee thing. And they're going to eliminate all these carries that player could have possibly been a very positive fantasy scorer for your team, even as a flex, if that was the case, or third string running back. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to give that opportunity to that running back. It's a lot of, like, you might see their top running back having 10, 12 top carries a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you want when you're looking at fantasy. You want somebody who's making at least 18 to 20, hopefully 25 to 30 carries a game. And that's enough good offense.
Also, can I ask a quick question? Quick question.
Sure.
Are you talking pre-draft? You haven't drafted yet, right?
No, I'm trying to find that sleeper, and that's why I'm saying the Fournette thing going out really kind of sparks my interest because I guess I get what what you were just saying is like they're not going to use him as much even if he is a breakout because they want to conserve him maybe and they're just going to sling the rock. I just that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, can I just say this? So part of my thing with the pre-draft though is it's my suspicion. I don't know how many people are in your league, but those players are going to be on the waiver wire. That's what happens almost every year with these weird committees. is as they figure themselves out, you watch week 1 and we were just talking about who they're playing in week 1, but like it.
I keep forgetting.
Huh? I know, right? Maybe we should stop drinking on the show. But like you're watching them and like you kind of get an idea where they're going to go. Chris Thompson is the only one I can see actually drafting. But as far as the season progresses, like there will be someone to go. But like they let so much go on their defense that Minshew is going to be throwing, and like if I was taking anyone really from them, like maybe try a couple of their receivers or something, because they're going to be playing catch up. Thompson's a receiving back. That's the only reason I think you can draft him. I just don't. Yeah. I want to go for people who actually will get like meaningful carries, and I just like that's. I've been burnt there. Like I saw, my co-host here go all in on Chargers running back at one point, where he had 4 different Chargers running backs at one point that the Gordon holdout. It was just like, oh, you're wasting your whole bench space on the Chargers depth. Depth chart.
There was 1 week I scored on both of them. There was 1 week where I mastered. Yeah,
but at a certain point, at a certain point, your bench spots are worth more. Like diversifying your bet, like you want to just like definitely don't carry 2, maybe pick up 1 and just follow them. Like, I mean, I'm not an oracle. I can't promise you, but I'll tell you right now, at the end of the year, you're not going to be happy with anyone on the Jaguars because they're a shitty team.
Dave did mention Fournette. No, if you're eyeing Fournette, like that's a good pick, but it depends on where you can get him, because he's going to split carries with Ronald Jones. And not only that, he's going to take all the goal line carries away from Ronald Jones. Leonard Fournette is an awesome goal line fucking back. You're putting him in Tampa Bay, he's going to –
Hey, let the caller talk. Hey, John, let the talk.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, you mentioned like what pick I might be at. I'm actually at pick 12, and Fournette's actually never really there. I thought, I'm sorry, I don't know your names, but the other guy brought up a good point about waiver wire, and that first 1 to 2 weeks is actually that fine area where you can actually like pick up the top guy that everyone's talking about on the channels there. So, and that's actually how I got McLaren last year.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it was between him and Chark. I wish I would have picked Chark because McLaren fizzled out later on in the season after they switched to QB.
Yeah.
So I should have went with Chark. But I mean, I think you make a good point about the waiver wires. Like, kind of wait for the 1 or 2 weeks and see who the breakout is, and hopefully you're on the waiver wire low enough to actually pick them up before someone else does.
Mm-hmm. I will also
hit waiver wire first week. Hit that waiver wire the first week. Look at that waiver wire. Pay attention to it. That's a lot of people think they're set after draft day, and they don't got to look at the waiver wire. They're not do shit. No, even if I won that week, I am looking at the fucking waiver wire.
Of course, you got to waiver every week, man. But
yeah,
honestly, more important than that though is don't forget the rookies' names, because I'm telling you right now, the COVID year thing. Week 1, rookies are going to be faded, and people are going to freak the fuck out and be like, "Oh, I guess this guy's not going to be there." Next thing, you're going to see all these, second-round NFL draft picks of this year sitting in a waiver wire. It's just like, yeah, I'm sorry you didn't trust your franchise quarterback in and blocked by a guy who's only talked to the coach for 4 weeks. Like there's going to be some waiver wire gold out there. So like, I don't know, man. Like just pay attention to those guys. Just stay away from Jacksonville. That's my honestly. If you're going to learn anything about Jacksonville this year, play everyone who's playing Jacksonville that week. That's my best fantasy advice. Yeah, whoever's playing against Jacksonville that week, start your players against Jacksonville that week.
If you could stream your quarterbacks against Jacksonville, fucking do that.
Yep,
that's like money. Hey, Dave, where are you from, Dave? Where are you coming from?
Washington State.
Oh, nice.
Really? My sister lives up in Portland. Okay.
Oh, yeah, not good things going on down there. I'm not even trying to get involved in all that jazz. So, but hey, thanks guys for taking my call.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
No problem, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for listening.
All right, peace.
That was cool.
See ya.
Peace out, man. That was cool, Cody. We got a call from Washington.
That was cool. I do feel weird on like questions like that because like I have, in my experience with this, like all these years, like I've scared myself away from certain scenarios where it's just like, who is that diamond in the rough in Jacksonville? And it's like, man, like I have done this enough times where it's just like, no, dude, don't do it. Just don't fucking do that. Like, don't do that to yourself. Someone will have some good games somewhere, but like that one game isn't going to win you your season. Like I don't know.
Hey, I need a second. I got to go pee again. But I need one more thing to talk to you about. I know I started drinking beer.
How about this? Wait. I'm going to go back. I'm going to put on a commercial real quick so you can go pee. All right.
Do it, because I'm about to pee my pants. Bye.
In a world shrouded in chaos,
There's a fucking bomb on this thing.
new heroes will be born to solve old problems.
You're going to have to do a jump.
Harry, copy. Harry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, you said something about a jump?
And the roll of a dice can mean the difference between life or death.
Mel, what happened?
I'm so sorry, Thunderbolt.
So,
Annie, are you okay?
It's Reboots and Dragons, the podcast that reboots movies using D&D.
You're the fifth element. You keep saying she's boron, the fifth element on the periodic table?
Each week, our guests try to guess the movie and play it out with their D&D characters.
you guys know what the movie is this time?
There's action.
Hold over!
I go, thanks, but it's a cardigan.
There's romance.
Not sure how far you want me to go with this. I'm not going to describe banging a sex scene.
There's snake puns.
Why did the snake's wife file for divorce? Erectile dysfunction.
There's familiar locations.
We're going to my friend's cabin in the woods.
There's horse death.
We burned down the stable so the Terminator can't get on the horse.
Make sure we lock it so all the horses die inside as well.
There's very persuasive speeches.
We're here from animal control. These snakes are supposed to be here for tomorrow's ritual.
Randall, tell him this boa constrictor needs a hysterectomy.
God, I hate
There's positive role models.
Al doesn't do drugs. He gets high on ladders.
It's all the fun of your favorite movies with the chaos of D&D.
I do have this cloaked robe.
I think that would be good. Let's try it. Let's put that on her.
What is the structural difference between this cloaked robe
We
and
don't.
the current blanket?
Reboots and Dragons. Available everywhere podcasts are and streaming live on Something Street Studios.
There's a postage box on the corner of something and something.
I used to live right by that intersection.
That's canon now. There's something street stuff, the boulevard, and another
street I'll figure out later.
That's Reboots and Dragons.
I got a high heart rate notification, so let's just take it easy. This is too much fun.
Harry,
Yeah, Kovacs, what do you got? A copy.
that's all I got.
Okay. Hey, and we're back. All right. So, John, you feeling a lot better after that pee? Yeah, that was
So much better. I was holding it for like a good 5 minutes at least.
So yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you take the over or under on Hooper?
Oh fuck. Shit.
I didn't know that again to remind you. I don't think you did.
I'm going to go under.
You read the notes there. And
Yeah, I know.
in case you
I can't argue with it. This one's a straight gut feel. My thought is that
You're going over?
Landry and Odell are going to. So the over under was 8.1. He's given me. So I mean, I honestly, 3 catches for 50 yards easily could go over. But like, I also think that's one of those. It was like a statement game. Browns were like this great first story last year that didn't happen. I think they're going to come back with a vengeance, and the big part of that is like Landry and Beckham were injured, and I think they're going to try to do something with that. Not to mention that Hunt and Kareem Hunt and what's God damn it? We got to stop drinking so much during these shows. The lead back.
Whoever he is.
Dude, he's in my keeper league, man. I think I've been drinking too much. Next show, don't drink so much.
It's okay.
But like, I just like,
dude, we're like we're like almost 3 hours in. Like
Okay.
we are allowed to be this drunk towards the end of the show.
well, this is the last. This is on our show notes,
okay.
anyways. So, but let me just say, you wrote in over. I went under. I want to say under on Austin Hooper because I think they're going to give the rock to everyone else. And
under.
Yeah. And
right.
that is
So
partially
Cody,
that's partially a contrarian view because I can see Hooper. I mean, Hooper was great with Atlanta last season. I think that I just need some picks different than you.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do, Cody.
I'm
going to take a picture of this shit.
You don't have to. That's saved.
I can change it, or you can. I know.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
we could change it in the Google
Gotcha.
Docs. So once the show's done, I'm going to take a picture of it.
I mean, I can just hit print
when
screen,
week one is complete. Okay, hit print screen. I don't have a printer, so I can't just hit print screen because
no, there's not a printer thing.
Chromebook.
That just takes a screenshot. That's on a
Whatever.
PC you do
Anyway.
that. Otherwise, it is Shift Command 3 on a Mac. If you do Shift Command 4 on a Mac, you can do the actual cursor there. Also, if you
I don't have a Mac. I don't have a fucking.
Shift Apple S will do the snippet tool. In
I don't
PC.
care. I don't care.
I'm here.
Take a picture of it.
I'm here for all
phone
your.
Like that. And then just so I know, and I can look at it wherever I'm at, I don't need a piece of fucking paper or whatever the fuck you're doing, screenshot, save image, blah, 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 blah. I don't need to just fucking take a picture of my fucking monitor, and that's that. That's what I'm telling you I'm going to do. And then after all of week one's games are done, so after Monday night game.
Mm-hmm. Also, can I quick point out, though, we will be back once more before games play because we're coming back next Thursday.
Live show
before the first game of the NFL, which we will talk right into the first game. So technically we won't be able to do this until the Thursday after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Also, we might do a short show during the halftime during the Bears-Lions game that Sunday just to offload because we are Bears-Lions fans, and it's the biggest thing.
We're charged up.
Yeah, we're charged up.
We're charged up. I'm fucking football. Yeah, fuck yeah. So, but this is what I'm gonna do. So after not this week, but not the next show, but the following show for week 2's Thursday night game, I'm going to reveal what our results were for week 1.
You cut out? Your internet lasted for 3 hours and then cut out. I can't hear you. Still can't hear you.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Hey, he's back. He's back. Okay, now what did you say?
It's happened multiple times during the show, so I need to get that internet connection. Anyways, fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, remind me again.
So what you were saying is pretty much we're going to come back in a week,
or
2 weeks, and 2 weeks, and at I'm guessing towards the beginning of the show, say what the record
the beginning
is.
of week 2. The beginning of the week 2, we will announce what our week 1 records are.
But the way I understand is we're going to keep this through the whole season. It's a $20 bet is for $20 in a trophy. Who can get the most of these by the end of the year?
You have to make the trophy. You can't just buy a fucking piece of shit trophy from the dollar store.
You have to make it?
You have to make it.
All right, cool.
And you know what? This trophy will go back and forth to us, and we'll do plaques on it like we do for our Dynasty League. And this will be our thing. This is me and you, me and Cody.
All right.
All right? All right. I like this idea. I think this is great. Can we? No, a belt won't work. Anyways, whatever.
You really want a belt? Do you need to get a belt?
I don't know. I think I might like super glue a belt to our trophy.
Oh, of you win the Taco Squad one?
Yeah, not this season, but next season maybe. But
So
yeah,
no, if someone wins our trophy this year, they can still add to it, but it has to have like an asterisk next to it, being like, you know, COVID year, because that's different.
so we're still doing it, but it's COVID year. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. But like so our keeper league from all these years, that's an ongoing record.
Yeah.
But you still won, and so that should be part of that record, and all those records are on the trophy. So you get a plaque, but there's an asterisk by it just saying that's the COVID year winner, and this doesn't go into the whole, you know, deep keeper, all that shit.
So you won, but you didn't win any money.
I mean, pretty much everyone agreed they didn't want to bet money on a year that's so, I don't know, up in the air. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have totally bet on it, but I also always win this shit. So I always try to revert to the rest of the group, because as much as I like winning your money.
Because you're a good man. You're a good man.
Well, it's always unfair where there's a couple times I want to do rule changes, but it's like it can't be me putting rule changes in here. It's just like, oh, what's Cody doing to get a better advantage?
You